advocate Tom Martino. Dirt and debris are the number one cause of breakdowns, and Fix It 24/7, the only company offering an extreme clean, tune, and check. A refurbishment for just $39. Others would charge hundreds. As a proud partner of the Colorado Rockies, Fix It performs like pros. Go to fixmyhome.com and book it before it's gone.
When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Hail damage? Go to excelroofing.com.
What's happening?
The Iran deal that we made is going to bring success to the world.
No money released to Iran until they perform.
The day's news
The G7
Against the backdrop of the conflict in the Middle East
is on.
Arena on the White House lawn.
leave it permanently.
Talking about the news.
That is good news, certainly.
Denver's talk station. Wherever you go.
Come on, let's go.
Make 630 KHOW a preset.
That's a good...
45 years strong. Solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Let me set the stage here. Today we'll be talking about real estate. As you know, we talk about everything. Everything. You know, the things that make you tick, the things that tick you off. Marc Mager is off today with his lovely wife, Suze, who's my executive producer and my partners in crime. And then we have Deputy D with me in the house, along with our real estate experts I'll be talking about in a minute. And what's on your mind, D? Anything other than you're looking dapper?
Well, thank you, Tom. That's very kind of you to exaggerate like that. I have a ton of questions for our esteemed guests.
Good.
I see Stephanie Thomas, the real estate professional, John Clace from CMG Mortgage is here. And I have a list of questions and topics for both.
And I am looking forward to this because I have done some research in anticipation for this show. And I'm being told from my research that we are in a correction of sorts.
You can't even look at the news without seeing at least 3 to 5 headlines regarding real estate and mortgages and interest rates.
We're in a correction.
And that is foremost on my mind because, as you know, I'm planning to sell my loft and move out into the countryside where fresh water.
The increases, let's put it this way, if you call this a correction, the increases in value are slower than the rest of the country right now. Hold on, let me mention this. We want to hear from you. If you have a problem, a question, a complaint, you want to make an observation, or something is just plain pissing you off, this is the only show where you can talk about this. And it's not a political show, so we want to help you. And it, like I said, not political in that we talk about personal finance, but that's about it. And if the economy plays into that, all well and good. But I refuse to get into battles with people over crap like that. I am so sick and tired of everything taking a political spin. Everything.
Get used to it, Tom.
I mean, July 4th, the 250th anniversary. It's almost like there's two factions. How do we celebrate it? I don't know. What do you mean get used to? Is it going to get worse? Come on.
It's only going to get worse because, look, we have elections coming up in a few months and then once again in 2 years. Are you kidding me?
But here's what I want to know. But we used to have this, but never had the hostility we have. Do you know right now, it reminds me a little, and again, when I say this is not political, I mean that. We're not taking stands, but we're making observations. I have to say this. During the McCarthy era, there were people, you know what I'm talking about, Senator McCarthy, when it was the Red Scare. To really summarize this for my younger moronic listeners who don't read or do anything except post what they're eating on Instagram, let me explain this to you. There was a time when we were afraid of communist infiltration into our political system, into our government. So Senator Joe McCarthy, I believe it was Joe, and his cohorts would look for signs of communism, and they would cancel people. So if you were a movie star, you couldn't get a part. If you were in business, they would boycott your product or service. If you were in politics, they'd seek to get you out of office. It was truly a witch hunt. I am feeling a bit like that now, where if someone, I swear to you, it's weird. If someone is even seen with President Trump in a picture, they Hollywood is down on them. It's like one of my favorite comedians in the world, Nate Bargatze. He was at the 250 celebration on the White House lawn and happened to be in a photo with with our, what is he, Secretary of Health now, Kennedy.
Oh, Kennedy Jr.
Robert, yeah. So he was in a picture with him and his wife, and they said, does this signal his move? Is he a Trump supporter? But even if he was, please listen to me. I know you guys. What difference does it make if someone supports the president or not? People are being blackballed for supporting Trump. Now, no matter what you think of him, and I don't care what you think of him, the man doesn't make it easy for you to love him. Let's face it. He really doesn't. Okay.
Jeez, Tom, what's not to love? Are you kidding me?
And let me just say this. The only good thing about Trump not the only good thing. The one good thing about Trump that I like is that he has lowered the bar so much to be president that I could be president.
Oh, good
I
Lord.
could be president. The bar is lowered that low. That meaning you don't have to be sophisticated. You don't have to be anything. Okay. So let me get to this. And boy, if Mark was here, he'd be all over me because he loves me and all that. And I don't want to put words in Mark's mouth, but give me a call, by the way, on problems, questions, and complaints, because we all can agree on this. Of course, people will say more liberals rip you off than conservatives. What do you think, by the way? I've never taken a toll. I don't know that. But with rip-offs, do you think more conservatives rip people off or more liberals? I don't want to turn this political. I'm just kidding. What I know is this. No one wants to be ripped off. And right now, the number one issue, I'm keeping track, contractors taking money, little or no work. The next one, used cars, because there's such a shortage of cars and such high mileage cars and extended warranties, service contracts, and all of that. Believe it or not, we don't get a lot of complaints in real estate. We used to get a ton of complaints in the late 80s. Then we got more complaints in the mid 2000, I would say 2008, during that recession part. We had a lot of people. Right now, the main complaint I'm getting in real estate, and you all better listen, because people who own condos and townhomes, it's a bad deal for you. The prices are going down. It's a bad deal, mainly because of insurance and deferred maintenance. A lot of these units that have been built are now needing maintenance, normal maintenance. And what people don't understand when they live in a condo development, they're not getting away with painting their house. They're not getting away with windows. They're not getting away with furnaces or mechanical or concrete or any of that. It's just that it's congregate living, so these expenses are aggregated among all of the owners. So if you have 100 owners, I'm just using that number, and you have an expense of $1,000, no matter how you look at it, that's got to be divided up $100 per owner. Okay? That's the way it works. So you have to have, if you have whatever you have, 1,000 owners, and you each chip in $1, 100, whatever, all of those expenses have to be spread out. And people complain about it. In fact, what's weird is people who live there complain about it. How do you complain about your own place? That's like saying you're at your house and you need a roof, and the roof's going to cost $70,000 or $60,000 or $50,000, and you say, I'm protesting. You go outside, hold up a sign, unfair treatment. That's what a lot of these dumb condo owners do. They actually protest their own HOA. And all that HOA is doing, unless they're going to Tahiti, all they're doing is collecting dues to pay bills. It's not their fault if they have to collect more money than they ever did before. So Stephanie Thomas, one of our guests today, Stephanie Thomas with Coldwell Banker, Colorado Springs, StephanieRE.com. You can reach her. Stephanie, let's talk about condos and townhomes. They have to be a tough sell right now.
You know, they really are.
Oh, my God.
I've seen even more difficulties when they have 2 bedrooms versus 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why would that be?
I think prices in general are high enough that your intro home buyers that might facilitate that 2-bedroom need, it's harder for them to get into homes. So a lot of times you're seeing people, in roommate situations or things like that. So I think 2 bedrooms are just harder to move right now.
But do people understand when they go to a condo or a townhome how much money they will have to pay? They're not getting away with paying this money. Deferred maintenance,
my
insurance.
clients do, because we do talk about, the risks associated with that.
Some of these insurance policies don't even have deductibles anymore. Don't even have roof coverage anymore. They have to foot the entire bill. Some insurance companies are writing policies for condo developments excluding roof. I know, not roof in general, but roof for wind and hail.
Yeah, wind and hail. I've also seen where some of the deductibles have gone up high enough that we've had issues with certain loan types. They aren't meeting loan
and we'll talk
rules.
about that coming up.
Yeah.
So if you have a condo or townhome, I know you're cursing me. You hate when I talk about this. I get a lot of nasty texts saying, why are you doing this, Tom? Because it's hard enough living here. When I go to sell, it's going to be tough. And speaking of which, our number is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And this hour brought to you by waterpros.net, one of my favorite sponsors, or definitely my favorite when it comes to water conditioning, softening, purification, because you will never get better systems at lower prices. It's that simple. If you're looking at a water system, stop and go to waterpros.net, where you'll see the prices clearly marked. Waterpros.net. What do you need? What do you need, bro?
He just told me to go to the floating mic. I don't know why, because Frank's coming or something. I'm assuming that's this.
Gravina's. You want to talk about selection? Gravina's has the greatest windows. Gravina's.com or 303 Gravina. 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding and doors, and they're energy efficient, beautiful, low to no maintenance. And this company's been around 65 years or more. Now, run by the grandson, Nick, who is an expert unto himself. You will love this company with the heritage to stand behind all of their products and services. 950 West Evans, 303 Gravina. Hey, Vestera Turnkey. I had Barry Miller on the show. Vestera Turnkey, in short, they are a company that helps you become a landlord. Now, we were just talking about real estate, right? You don't want to be a landlord in Denver, but they have found pockets around the country where prices are great, rents are strong, economies are strong, and you can make some good money. And they help you every step of the way. They're your professional nannies when it comes to being a landlord. You sit back truly, and they help you with everything. We're having a seminar on the 27th of this month. Put it on your calendar. I'm going to give you the website to find out more, to sign up. 10 in the morning, Denver Tech Center area, the 27th of the month. So here is the website, mybiggestreturn.com.
John, do you want a taller chair?
Oh, yeah, bro, you can get a better chair. We have some over here, too, maybe.
Yeah,
there it is.
I got it.
Oh.
Got it.
And that one is even taller if you want it.
This is fine. How are you guys?
Good. You ready to talk? You got your mic key there?
I got it.
Thank you.
Years of early mornings. Every weekend.
Yeah, I've seen that across the board, though. 2 bedrooms.
Why? But specifically 2.
I'm seeing 2 over 3. Well, not necessarily 1. I don't do much with, I really don't come across 1 bedrooms often.
So 3?
3 seems to move better than 2. Yeah. I've seen that quite a bit, actually.
That's nxxdgolf.com. Play it forward.
I don't want to do that. I want to just see my
John, keep in mind at that angle, your screen is visible in the tube. Yeah. So let me show you.
Dimitri, we can change that camera angle if you want. If you want to look at your computer and then do that, why don't you do it? Do what you think is a good angle. Can he see the monitor there? Okay, yeah, do whatever you think is good. Now, there's going to be a delay of sorts, so we have to wait like 10, 20 seconds almost.
I'll take care of it.
All right.
That should be good.
Yeah, I always.
And John, make sure that mic's around.
Yep.
Play with that a little too. Just cut out of everything.
Okay, John, I got your computer out of the shot.
Thank you.
The screen is slowly.
Oh, why did?
And in
Is
general,
mine still good? Is mine still good?
Oh, yours not even
Okay.
close to being.
Perfect.
So you just moved it.
yeah,
so
we were
the
just
camera
trying
can-
not to show what's on the screen.
Oh, I know. Whenever I sit over there, I play with it too.
All right. Data security has been restored.
Do you think we're in a correction?
You know, I've been seeing values soften where we down in the Springs and the mountain areas for a little while.
Seller's market there.
No, our numbers inventory's still low enough that it gives us some of that balance where it's not. But I do think we're buyer leaning for sure.
Interest rates are high.
Interest rates are high. We are low inventory, but we're high enough that we've seen an increase enough in inventory. People have choices. So unless your home is really ready to go, it's not going to move quite as well. Where I think in past markets, people would, be more apt to go for that and do some work.
What do you need? What? Dimitri, Shannon's trying to get you.
Oh. Hello, Shannon.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can.
Okay, just real quick, I wanted to make sure that the webcam wasn't able to pick up John's child porn on his computer there.
Oh, yeah. We're sharing a screen now because of that.
Dimitri.
Okay.
So coming back, I'm going to do one of the headliners.
I'll pay attention.
Just not a big deal.
I'll totally pay attention this time.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Tom Martino, DenverRegen.com for stem cell therapy. I've had it done. Wonderful results. DenverRegen.com. Hey, I hate making an analogy like cancer, but consumer problems are kind of like a cancer. In other words, when they start, they're not going to go away on their own. And the earlier you catch a problem, the better off you are. And I know there are people listening right now who have questions. Was that right? Did I pay too much? The guy delayed. He said he would be done. He didn't start the job. I haven't heard from him in a while. What about this quality? Is this what I should expect? What about this car? Did they lie to me? Are they allowed to lie to me? What's the salvage title? I bought some real estate. What were they supposed to tell me? What is central air? Is it air in several windows, mini splits, or is it ducted air? What should I expect with disclosure? This is one. If we do get real estate problems, one of the biggest things we talk about would be disclosure. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Or 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. And we were talking about loans. And are loans troublesome with condos or townhomes? Or, John, are they just like any other loan? And it's basically the borrower. And it doesn't matter about the property.
No, it does matter about the property, especially when it comes to condos and what happened. And I think why you're seeing all these costs go up so much is because so many condos underfunded their reserves and the amount they had.
I know.
And so a lot of them, they got declined for Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
They're trying to keep people
lending.
happy
And so
by
now,
keeping their monthly payments. Go ahead.
So now they've had to up everything to get their reserves back up. It is better for the person owning the condo eventually because more sellers available to it. But I think a lot of it, so many of them were underfunded in their reserves.
See, it's a no-win situation. Here's what happens. You buy a condo and you want low fees. So the HOA tries to help people by keeping fees low. And they go along just fine. Minor maintenance here and there. But then something major happens and they have to do a capital assessment. And people get pissed off. And they say, what the hell's that all about? And that's what happens. And then they have to raise the rates and people get pissed. But don't get pissed at the HOA. You are the HOA. Robert, welcome to the show. I'm Tom. What's going on, man?
Well, I've got a 10-year structural warranty.
Yeah.
And I'm in the 10th year coming up in July.
Yeah.
And so I went to go file a claim. And the first thing I noticed, we go back and forth on the east side of the house, and we noticed we had a white crust on the cement. So I went over and I kind of touched it and moved it around, and the cement would fall off. So it's like eating up the cement, kind of like battery acid.
Yeah, it's like, so it's a powdery thing. It's spalling on the top. So if you took a hoe, for example, and you scraped the top of your concrete, it would chip off.
Correct. And we ended up getting a structural engineer guy coming out here to look at it, and he said it was efflorescence.
Okay.
So I had him, go ahead.
I've heard that before. I've heard that condition. I don't know what it means, but I've heard that. What it is, in essence, is what we call spalling. And it's when the top layer of the concrete fails. How old is that concrete?
It's going to be 10 years old in July.
That is not considered structural anyway on your warranty, just so you know. It is absolutely, positively not going to be covered.
The thing I don't understand is why it wouldn't be, because the guy told me if you don't take care of it now, it's going to get to your rebarb and cause structural issues.
Well,
and
it would have to go a long way to get to the rebar, but slabs and flat work are not considered structural. Is this your wall you're talking about, or a flat surface?
It's the foundation wall. So
okay, hold on.
It comes up from the ground.
Okay. It's the wall itself is spalling.
Right.
But the structure,
on the outside.
The structure of the wall seems to be solid. Have you had an engineer out there?
Well, then we ended up calling the builder on it, because the guy told me it was going to be almost $5,000 just for that east wall to do it.
What was it? What was he planning on doing? What do you get for that $5,000?
He was going to dig it out, and then he was going to chip away, and I guess I don't know if it's chip away or dig out or scrape out all the efflorescence. And then they're going to go ahead and add new cement to it, and then they're going to put a sealer on it that should stop it from ever happening again, in theory. I don't know if that would happen or not.
I've never heard of such a thing on a wall. We have to get one of our concrete experts. In fact, we have someone really good at that. I'm going to look that up, but keep going now. Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
He said it was structural. You need an engineer to tell you it's structural. But do you know one of the least used benefits? Because that 10-year structural warranty on real estate that home builders give you, they're really only for major structural problems. And I've seen, Stephanie, I don't know if you know about this, if you've sold a lot of new homes to people, but that 10-year warranty doesn't, if you look at it, it's really for major structural problems. It's not for just a normal, even cracks in foundation walls have been turned down.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
No, you go. I want to know what you, did the builder say?
Okay, so we contacted the builder, and the gal gave us 3 criteria that it should meet, and it met 2 of them. It said physical damage to load-bearing components of home. Well, to me, that's a load-bearing component of the home, because it's the foundation wall. So I said, okay, it matches that. And then the other one was causing failure of the component. And I'd say, yeah, it's going to cause failure
All
of the
right,
component.
we're going to call an expert. Here's the good news. We have Tarin Construction, or Tarin Construction, Tarin, on referralist.com. They specialize in foundation repair and construction and renovation of foundations and shoring up foundations. So we're going to talk to them, and I think that's going to give us the bottom line. But right now, are you noticing any shifting, cracking, movements of doors or anything in your house at all?
Exactly, I am, because then when we went to the third thing that wouldn't really qualify on that, the physical safety of occupants' homes. So that's where that wouldn't work out on the efflorescence.
Well, tell me what you're
okay.
You didn't tell me what you're seeing inside your house. Cracks?
Okay. Right. So what happened is I told the lady, well, number one, the wall between one of our bedrooms and the garage floor, between the garage and the bedroom, has dropped a half inch and caused cracking on the drywall and everything.
Whoa. How do you know it's a half inch, by the way, out of curiosity? How do you know that?
Just eyeballing it, because you can see that the drywall on the ceiling is basically, higher than the drywall basically where your seam would be, and it's cracked. And you can push up on the drywall on the ceiling.
And this is new construction of 10 years ago. It was new.
It'd be 10 years in July.
And who's the builder?
Should I give that? I mean, I can. If you want me to.
Who's the builder?
I don't want to make them mad.
Well, I'm
D.R. Horton.
Okay, D.R. Horton. I mean, if you're telling the truth, we're simply saying you're having some cracking, but I'm not sure it's going to be covered. Here's what we're going to do. We got to take this break, and then we'll talk about this and see if it's going to be covered. By the way, Apple Air, that's air with an E, Apple Air, heating and air. The Todd Terry family, he and his sons, his wife, they started this company in '88. What a wonderful company for your heating and air. And they're honest. They have 12-year warranties, parts and labor on their Daikin equipment, 6 years full replacement. AppleAir.com.
Okay, I paid attention this time. I heard what you did.
Where's he located? He never said where he's located?
Yeah,
I know a really good engineer in the Springs area.
Yeah, if we get Tarin on, it would be.
They should. Yeah,
they're really good.
Okay, good.
But if we can, I want to call whoever we can. Did you try Tarin? TA. Got it.
This report is sponsored by Blindsphere.com. Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindsphere. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindsphere.com.
I love Discount Bath. The name says it all. Discount Bath. They give you the best prices, the best value. When you compare what they do to what other people do, when you compare apples with apples, you'll get the best deal. And listen to this. All of the discussions, the plans, the estimating, the all of that is all done free of charge, no obligation. That's because they know you're going to go with them. If you want to do a bath, whether it's the Jack and Jill, a master bath, the bath in the basement where it's roughed in, any kind of bath, including walk-in showers. You can do just a walk-in shower for $9,888 fully installed, or you can do the whole bath. And they'll give you a price. They're happy to talk prices. 720-979-2322, or just go to their website and find out more. Discountbath.com.
Well, Capital One is engaging with us about that idea that we discussed.
Oh, wow.
I emailed their CFO and he referred me to the proper people.
Wow. Good.
John, it's so nice to see you here. I have a ton of questions about mortgages and money.
You say that.
Oh, yeah. whenever there's
Get
a
it
law.
up on the air. Yeah.
It drives me crazy about all the campaigns. Is all they talk about is Trump and not what they can do.
Honest to God, this whole thing. What's going to happen when he's dead and gone? Seriously.
They'll have nothing to discuss.
Or just not dead and gone, but out of politics completely. What happens? What happens then?
It's what I can do. It's
What do we have our state senator saying the reason we have problems here is because of Trump? He hasn't been in office. We've been run by Democrats for 20 years.
Weiser, their whole campaign is, bashing Trump.
They're douches.
How can our state senate campaign, is it senator, governor, our governor's campaign, both of them are campaigning against Trump.
Do for Colorado.
Or all three of them. Well,
that's what, it's just insane, man.
Do you know,
like one time to say, yes, that was a good deal by Trump.
when did this hatred start? Was it I think it is Trump. 2016 is when things started.
You hate that side, but Trump kind of, the way he badmouths everybody, calls them nicknames, that's what
That feeds
of course,
the fire.
he brought it on.
Oh, that's just, that makes it
policies
worse.
are good. It's just
Some of them are really good.
yeah.
But you will never, somebody said if he cured cancer, he'll never get credit.
It's crazy though how every ad is.
They hate Trump. They hate him.
Nothing about what they can do to fix it.
Who wants coffee or water?
I'm good with water, thank you.
Good things.
Stephanie?
I'm good, thank you.
Do a cold
Water.
or room temperature? They're both the same place. All right, cold water. Some fancy ones.
Yeah, I'd have to drink my water cold too.
I wish. Actually, we do, but it's warm. It's not the fridge.
John, I just sent that over to you. That initial one. We're still doing okay on that. Mm-hmm. I do that too.
And the quality of marketing is second to none. Photography, detailed floor plans, and a powerful and unique media presence to put your home front. FrankDuranHomes.com will bring that to life. EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hi, Tom Martino here, and I'm so happy that you're with us. So give us a call with any problem, question, or complaint. We're going to get our expert on to talk about foundation problems. But I just want to say something about these 10-year structural warranties. They're really for gross failure of foundations, and very seldom, God, very seldom have we seen them cover anything. And some people even forget they have them. And not all builders offer them, but they're pretty widespread, these 10-year structural warranties. Stephanie Thomas, here, let's talk. What percentage of your market's new homes? Probably not many.
Actually, we have quite a bit of that in the Springs area.
A lot of building going on.
going on.
And are these 10-year structural warranties pretty common?
Yeah, I've run across it with all the new builds I've done. It's not uncommon to get them. I've never had a claim, so I can't really come in and say how that would work. But you're absolutely correct, though. You know, there's going to be tolerances and things that they'll say are normal.
Let's talk to Jeff Tarrant, with Tarrant. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, man, thank you for coming on. Listen, I know you've probably heard of this. He's saying that his wall the wall to his home is spalling. In other words, it's coming off in chips, the actual vertical surface. Is that what you're saying, Robert? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, I am. But one important piece of the puzzle I didn't get to tell you is they did send an engineer out, and they did find a structural problem with my foundation, and we're going to pay $64,000 to cover that. And my main concern is if this other stuff should be covered too, because to me it's faulty cement that's causing the crack in the foundation that they're going to have to pay $64,000 for. And then, you know, like I said, I got an estimate for the one side, and when the engineer came out, he found the crack, so then he decided to walk the foundation. He walked the foundation, went to the west side of the house, and said, "Oh, this one needs to be done quicker than the other one." And
how many walls? How many walls have cracks in them?
Well, the wall that between the garage door or the garage and the bedroom.
Just how many separate walls? Right. Okay. But didn't you say you walked and found another one and said this one has to be done quicker?
He found more efflorescence on the west side of the house.
Jeff, what is that term he's using? Efflorescence. What is that? What is that term?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, Jeff, I'm asking, what is that? What is that called? I mean, what is it? Efflorescence.
Efflorescence. Well, it usually happens to concrete that it's like it's a whitish acid type of film.
And what causes it, Jeff?
Well, usually it happens on flat work, and it's a tearing process. But if it's flaking, it's not really efflorescence. They either didn't cover the concrete when they poured it in the winter, or they poured like a 3000 mix, which they usually do, a 3000 psi mix, which they usually do on walls.
But will the wall fail because of it? Will the wall fail?
If it's bad, yeah, it could start cracking or just crumbling, I mean, how old is the wall?
10 years.
Is it on the inside, or is it happening on the outside?
Robert.
On the exterior?
It's happening on the exterior walls, on the outside.
On the outside, but not on the inside.
As far as we could tell, I looked behind the barrier cover, the insulation. I can't see anything, and I believe the engineer kind of looked too, and he couldn't see anything.
So let me get this straight. They are going to do $64,000 in repairs.
Correct, because of the crack they found in the foundation. And my point is, it's bad cement, because when I had the engineer come back out with 3 contractors to do bids, I asked them about that.
Are you saying they should do the whole foundation? Is that what you're saying? I mean, what exactly are you saying? That you're not satisfied with getting just the one wall done?
Well, I'm wondering if they put in the wrong cement, because one of the contractors made a comment that if you use sulfate-resistant cement, that possibly would have prevented it from ever happening, and it would have been easier and cheaper to do when they were building the house than now when you've got to dig out, the dirt around the foundation.
Can I ask that question again? Are you dissatisfied that they're only doing one wall, and do you want them to do all of the walls? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, I'm very happy that they're going to do the $64,000 structural crack. So I'm really happy that they found that, because I didn't think they were going to find anything, because, sometimes it seems like people don't want to find anything.
Keep going with the question.
I'm happy with that.
Yes.
But the other question is, to me, is if that is a defect that, the wall could possibly, I'm wondering if the cement they should have used a sulfate resistant.
So Robert, I'm going to ask you again. You're saying if one wall is bad, aren't they all bad?
That's what I'm thinking, because of the cement. And, if they would have used...
Jeff, what do you think? What do you think? I know you have limited information, but they have a crack and they have this efflorescence on one side. Should they do all of the walls?
Yeah, but what are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing. Robert, are they pouring a whole new wall? Sometimes they call it a sister wall. They pour a wall next to the one that's failing, and then they bolt to it. Isn't that correct, Jeff? Am I saying that correctly? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sister wall that they bolt onto the existing.
Is that what they're doing, Robert?
No, so as far as I know, they're going to do piers, cement or steel pylon piers, and then
they're going to jack it up
like a drain. Jack it up, and then they're going to put like a drain across the cement floor, going from one side of the house to the other.
So they're not replacing a wall. They're not replacing a wall. They're just shoring up the house.
Correct.
So then, they're not replacing the wall. The whole so the concrete itself, they must think is okay.
Well, Tom, speaking of whether or not the concrete is okay, do we have an expert that can come out and test the concrete? Maybe, I don't know if they scrape some off or get some core samples.
How do you test concrete, Jeff?
Because it could be, look, I think he's got a good point. If this wall is already considered bad, then now that the warranty is almost up, the rest of them are going to start crumbling.
Here's what I think from what I've heard. I don't think they're saying the wall is bad. I think they're saying the wall is sinking. I don't think they're saying the actual wall is failing.
I agree, which is why our callers should arrange for testing of all the concrete walls.
How do you test that, Jeff? How do you test concrete walls? If I said to you, Jeff, at Terran Construction, I want to know if my foundation wall is sound, not if it's sinking or not, but if it's sound, would you do a core sample? How would you test it?
Yeah, they would have to take some type of a sample and test it, whether it's a core sample. I'm not sure on a wall. We would have to ask.
Do you guys know engineers that do that?
Yeah, there's plenty of firms that'll do testing.
So, Robert, I think your concern should be this. We have two issues. The wall itself and then the sinking of the wall. Because a wall could actually be very, very strong and very, very, very good, but simply sinking, which would be the underpinning. And that's what they're addressing. They're not addressing the wall. They're putting steel piers under. And that's a common concrete repair. A common foundation repair is where they're going to lift up your house to keep it even and to keep cracks from developing inside the house. I got to take this break, but Jeff, thank you. I may call you back or have somebody. Maybe you can refer an engineering firm. But this is what we need to figure out. How do we make sure that he's protected? Are they doing enough?
And Tom, once these test results are back, let's get both our caller and Neil Hollington on the phone to see if he feels like the builder has some responsibility if they did use the wrong concrete.
That's a really good point, Ken. Neil Hollington is a construction defects attorney. By the way, John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. And I'm telling you, he will talk to you up front without any obligation. Call him at the first sign of trouble. 303-597-4500. That was another billboard. Yep. Just real quick. All right. Very good idea with Hollington, but we don't have enough to go on right now, right?
No, that's why I said after the test results are available.
Just a little bit west of I-70. There's a stall in traffic. It's actually backing up things in that area with some delays. US 6 west of Golden up near Tunnel 1 there, Clear Creek Canyon. You got delays also, ongoing construction work. Freeways are pretty light. There's a little bit of slowing coming in and out of downtown along I-25 and 270 is running just a little.
He also said they sent an engineer out. So would that be the builder or the insurance company? Should he get his own engineer to do a non-biased report?
I got to talk about that.
Yeah.
I think that's what Dimitri was saying.
Yeah.
That he should get his own test.
Yeah, get an engineer to measure and...
Hey, Garage Gurus. I love the name. I love garages, especially when they have beautiful floors. And they do beautiful floors. They do this floor that's like 10 or 20 times harder than epoxy. That's why I love Garage Gurus. They have polyaspartic floors. They also do gladiator cabinets and rack shelving, slotted wall organizing systems, overhead storage units. You can do one or all of them. They'll come and walk the garage with you and give you recommendations free of charge with no obligation. GarageGuruDenver.com, 720-939-2448. Now, we want to talk about the best prices ever in plumbing. Let's talk Europlumbing, Colorado.com. You know what I love about Europlumbing? They do complete repiping, better than anyone. In fact, when you go to get repiped, most likely they'll sub out to Euro Plumbing. So go direct to the source. They also do, let's say, water heaters, man, starting at $14.99. You can't beat it. Euro Plumbing, Colorado.com, 720-500-3000, 720-500-3000.
The cat kick you guys out of the house today or what?
Yeah.
What's that?
The cat kicked
The
us
cat.
out.
You guys out of the house today? The cat. He's little.
Oh, that is the coolest cat.
Princess the cat.
Yeah. I kicked my daughter out. I said she wasn't making progress. And now she's making progress. So I wasn't helping her.
Is she living on her own now?
Yeah.
Our daughter's looking at moving out right now, too.
I had to do it. I mean, it was like she was living with me and just like living her best life. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm working my ass off.
Sure. Is she still considering real estate?
She's working in real estate right now. Now, she didn't get her license yet, but she's working for Vestera.
Oh, very cool. Good for her. Very cool.
He loves her. And I said, you do not hire her for me. I said, and you absolutely fire her if she's not doing a good job. I do not want my sponsors feeling obligated at all.
Yeah.
So I said, please, if you do this, because he asked me, and I said, don't you ask me. I want no part of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he says, Tom, I've never had a better assistant in my life.
Wow.
Good.
She's done. Congratulations.
That's wonderful. And your son's doing good in school?
Yeah, he's doing really. Yeah, he's like cruise control from the time he came out of the womb. The kid did well in all grammar school, elementary school, high school, college. He's just good kid. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing. Never a problem. Never a problem.
Tell you look good, man.
Thank you. You know what? I went through it last week, but I bounced back. Thank God. You gotta. What's the alternative? Here's the thing, man. I think that the secret is having something to live for. People say, when are you going to retire? What would I do? I mean, don't you like working?
Yeah. What would you do exactly?
But, I mean, there's only so much golf you can do, or whatever.
Exactly.
My problem is my main hobby is one that gets more impractical as I get older because I fly. So I'm going to really have to get that. I mean, I'm really going to have to get that up. I mean, I get these weak spells now, and I don't know how long they're going to last. But I would never trust myself to be alone. I always take a safety pilot. Now, they don't ever fly, but I always have one. And so far, never had to take over. But like last week when I was doing the show, you'll see, Dimitri will tell you, I'll be fine, and then all of a sudden I get like just this fucking weak spell.
Yeah.
And I could never do that in a helicopter. That would scare the shit.
You ever get?
Oh gosh.
You ever get into flying drones or that, or no? Not the same.
I tried Mark's. It's not a great drone.
Yeah.
Dude, these are incredible now. What they do.
It's hard to. Yeah. I
I was thinking about a horse.
They should.
Except I hesitate having an animal that's going to outlive me.
Why?
But I was thinking about getting a horse.
You can keep it on my property if I get that Elbert County land.
I would pay you and everything.
No, I would love to have a pet horse that I don't have to pay vet bills for. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome.
I'm serious about. I was thinking about getting a horse. I had a horse. I've had horses my entire life.
Yeah, I know.
And my main horse, who died when I got divorced, and it was a long story, but it broke my heart. And I just tried to replace it once, and it didn't work. So I gave that horse away to a really good home.
And a donkey to keep them company.
Donkeys are wonderful.
And they're
wonderful companions.
They love being together.
They do.
And we can keep them in my wooded property over there I'm looking at in Elbert County.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Beautiful walk-in showers. Italian porcelain showers. And get this, they do it in 2 or 3 days. You got a year to pay with no interest and no payments. RenewHomeInnovations.com. I know these guys. They're great. 303-204. No, we're not. Okay. Now I'm taking a brain. I'm going to tell you what they are. Okay, I'm going to give you the number. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Here it is. 303-904-2000. You know, when I'm on autopilot, and if one thing goes wrong, I got to start at the beginning. I don't know if you guys ever did that. Speaking of loans, we have a question about a car. I believe this is about a car loan. And Robert, you're still on hold. Dee is doing some research on some engineers and independent engineers. Oh, and he's going to consult the attorney to see what your next step should be. But I want to go to Francine real quick, and I'll come right back to you, Robert. Francine, what's going on with you? What's happening, Francine?
It's Francis, but that's okay.
Okay, Francis, what's happening? I just wanted to...
I talked to you about a year and a half ago about a 25 Toyota Camry that my son had bought for me, and it had a dash cluster that went out, and you helped me.
Yeah.
And that's great, and I really appreciate it, and thank you. But the rear wheel bearing is now going out in it, and...
Wow, this is a 2025 Camry?
Yep.
These are bulletproof little cars.
Well, mine's not.
How many miles on it?
22,000.
Tom, it's still under warranty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she's worried. She's worried. She's saying, "What next?" Right? That's what you're thinking, right?
Well. Let me kind of give you a little bit of what happened. I took it in to have it looked at because my son said it sounds like a wheel or the wheel bearing, but you need to have it looked at.
Right.
I said, okay.
Right.
I took it in, sat there 2.5 hours. He finally came out. Randy came out and said, well, it is the right rear bearing. And he said it is a special order. It's going to be about a week, maybe a week and a half. We're going to send you on your way, and we'll call you when it's ready.
Okay.
So I said, okay, dummy me, actually. So on my way out of Toyota, I call my son, and he literally went crazy. He says, you can't drive that car. If that wheel seizes, you will get in an accident and probably get hurt, if not killed, and take someone else out.
What?
With you. Oh, yeah.
What dealer? Are you going back to the same dealer?
Yes.
Okay, what dealer?
Well, actually, the first one was Pueblo, and so I decided to go back to the one in Colorado Springs that we purchased it at.
Who is that?
And so, the one on Motorway, 15 Motorway.
I don't know what that is. Okay, so tell me where it stands today. What do you need help with?
At this point, I'm thinking that I really want to do a buyout because this is two major issues. And the biggest part of it is that when the man just sent me on my way and just really didn't even care, that this is a life-threatening.
I don't know if it is life-threatening. I don't know if it is.
Well, everything.
I want to get our expert on. Hold on. Francis, I promise you, I'm going to get an expert on to talk about this in a minute. Hang on. Robert, we're going to be back to you with some suggestions, some solid suggestions. So we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255. So listen, by the way, I should tell you this so you know. My little trick sometimes when I want to, what I call break up monotony, is to go to another caller even though the first caller hasn't.
I totally noticed
even though that first caller hadn't been resolved. That's why I said Dimitri's looking into something, and so I didn't. Because his call was just going on and on.
Yeah.
Right now, we're gonna recommend independent testing, and he's gonna have to go to Taryn, I think, to find out who to use. I mean, to do core samples on concrete, they have to do what's called they do this PSI test to see what it can handle. And then they do some calculation of the house. It's not going to be cheap because they have to calculate load bearing on the house.
But it's going to be worth it for him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's going to have to. That's the thing. To protect himself, he's going to have to do that.
I think she's talking about Toyota of Colorado Springs.
Okay.
On Motor City. Motorway.
Where does Mikey go for his car?
He does his own.
He does all his own
stuff. Yeah. We actually sold his Camaro. We just never drove it, and it was such an expensive car just to keep. We got rid of that one. But he does all his own maintenance on all his vehicles. Michael has a handful of cars. He's got an old numbers matching Trans Am that he's going to work on doing a restore on that one.
What year is it?
78, I think.
Does your son help him?
He's going to learn. So he kind of has been learning.
I used to love restoring shit.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah. He did an 84 GMC short bed truck that he restored a few years back. And yeah, he likes to manage his own stuff. Do you want the number in case you want to call them?
Oh, I forgot to tell him. That's good. Thank you. We need to get Sheridan Auto Tech on. Kevin, thanks. John, anything keeping you busy?
Yes, though, but there's a lot of new loans for self-employed people. Bank statement stuff's very popular.
That's a big. Now there's another loan too, but I think it's only for income properties where they go by the house alone.
DSCR.
DSCRs, yeah, it's for investment. If you want to buy an investment property, it's a good loan.
I hear it is. So, wait, what's Tracy doing?
You know, I don't talk to her much, but she's living. Her mom's actually living with her now up in Arvada.
So she's still in town?
Yeah. She's been the same guy for a long time, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess you wouldn't have occasion to talk. Your kids are grown, right?
Yeah, I mean, like when Brooke comes in town with the grand, I'll see her. They'll come by my house, but I mean, I talk to the kids every day and all that. But yeah, no, we just have a lot in common. Yeah.
Hey, where does she work? What does she do?
So he's a general contractor. And They do just a lot of, like, she helps them, and they just do roofing, stuff.
Is she still workout fiend?
Not like she used to be, no.
No? She worked at his ex-wife.
She seems
worked
good.
here for a long time.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
her. She was one of my top. She loved getting endorsements for me. She was good for me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But your mom's kind of going downhill a little bit with living with her.
Oh. So. But you never remarried?
I don't know if she's married or not.
No, you never.
No.
Did your brother? What kind of cancer did your brother have?
Lung.
It was lung. I remember he had that back pain, and it was just so fast.
3 months, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but he was an on and off smoker, but it was just one of those where, it's crazy.
Wow.
He wasn't that old.
49.
49. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow. That is young.
He's a good guy.
How old's your daughter, John?
Well, I have a son who's 34, daughter 32.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I was just late to the party, man. 52 when I had Dolce. Or 51.
I was young to the party.
You know what? I used to say, I love it, because I didn't have to worry about their college and all that stuff. I was pretty much settled. But as I'm getting older, I kind of regret it a little. I wish I was, 10 years would have been nice to be more active with them. And I think having an older parent affects them.
Do you? Growing up around.
My son, we do things together, but I can tell he's trying to be nice, and he's, not going crazy with things.
Your kids are pretty close to our kids' age. They were like
20 and 21.
Yeah, ours are 20 and 21. Yeah, I was gonna say they were. I remember them. 21. They were. Yeah, Avery's 21 as well.
And then Vonnie is now 20, but they're a year and a half apart. But there's a time when they're together. They're a year apart.
Yeah, ours are just over a year. Like a year and 7 days. They were close.
And we're doing
Irish
Father's
twins.
Day and this weekend, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Aaron will end up probably working. He works on the weekends, but
Father's Day's Juneteenth on Friday and Father's Day on Sunday.
June.
It's a federal holiday now.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. All title, everything, I think, is all closed on Friday.
I think most people are doing their shows. Shannon, are most people doing shows on Juneteenth?
You hear me offline or?
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm going to be here Friday. Yeah. I'm off tomorrow. Just tomorrow.
But we're not. Okay, I get that. Well, you can go ahead and take it off. Well, you can claim racism that we're forcing you to be here on Juneteenth and
forcing me to be here on Juneteenth.
45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. It's Real Estate Day. We haven't gotten to too many real estate questions, but we will. We have Stephanie Thomas with us from the Springs Coldwell Banker. We have John Clace with partnerinlending.com. That's CMG Financial. And Frank Duran, the real estate man, I think is on his way in. Okay, so we had a problem. I'm going to get to these calls quickly. Robert had an issue with his foundation wall, and the builder came in, D.R. Horton. It's coming up on 10 years. They said, yeah, you do have a problem, a structural problem. And to my shock, they are actually going to shore up the house with some metal piering, some steel piers, and that's a technique they use to lift the home, make it so it is solid, it's not sinking any longer, and it's a good repair. And it's going to be like a $65,000 repair. But then Robert said, wait a minute, should I be concerned? Because there is some efflorescence happening on the foundation wall. That in and of itself is not structural. It's not connected to the sinking of the wall. The wall will sink or heave, which is rise, based on the soil conditions and the way it was put in. But the condition of the wall, there are two completely separate things. The condition of the wall itself and then the structure of the wall going up and down. So they're fixing the up and down part. And your question, correct me if I'm wrong, is that enough? Robert?
The other 2 points I'd like to make too, Tom, is we're talking about 3 different walls. So the efflorescence is on 2 different walls than the structural pinning of the other wall.
Right.
And the other thing I'm worried about too is they just sent me this offer yesterday. So I got 30 days from yesterday to sign off on the paperwork. And I don't want to sign off on anything and sign away my rights if I have more of a claim than that. I mean, I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm just trying to be fair.
I totally understand.
You know,
and I would be right there with you. In fact, I am right there with you. So Dimitri had some suggestions, and I'm going along with what he suggests.
Yeah, look, I think
it's going to cost him.
Yeah, it's going to cost him, but it's probably an investment because it sounds like the problem that's possibly developing is incredibly expensive. So if our caller talks to his concrete contractors that had some suspicion about whether or not this is sufficient quality of concrete, he needs to get their recommendation on whom they should use or he should use in his area to get it tested, and then call us right back with the results. We'll schedule a time to get our caller and his results and Neil Hollington, the defects attorney, on the phone at the same time and get his opinion on this. Because if he signs away his rights and his house crumbles, he's going to be totally
Now, here's what I think, Robert. You're wondering, why should I have to spend money maybe? It's on you. You have to hire an engineer, and you have to have some core samples done of the wall, and you have to have a professional opinion about the wall. They do not have to do that for you. Now, they should do it for you, but they don't have to. Under the terms of the warranty, if there's a problem, but sometimes people have to go through the cost of finding out if there is a problem. But here's the good news. Usually, if you do the testing and it proves that the wall itself is failing, you're going to be covered under your warranty and maybe get reimbursed for that test. But that's what you have to do. And you should do it, by the way. If you're having sinking of the wall, they're fixing that. But you're right. You should be asking about the efflorescence, as you put it. I call it spalling. Whatever it is, you should be concerned about it. Again, our expert at Terran Construction said that could be structural if it gets bad enough. And I don't know how deep it goes. I don't know how big are these chunks coming out of the wall?
Well, we lost about 3/4 of an inch, according to the engineer, and I'm willing to pay for having a core sample done. But like most people, I have no idea where to start.
I would start with Terran Construction. Let me give you here's their number, 303-877-0772. And just ask them for some recommendations on that. Now, we also have other people who do foundation and all of that, but I would just start there, just because you don't. All you need is a good engineer to do a sampling of the wall and give you some load calculations on your house to see if it is in need of replacement. And as you heard, Robert, when I was talking to Terran, the way they do that is they will pour sister walls around your house and basically attach, this is under the soil so it doesn't look like crap, they attach the existing walls to the new walls and call it good. And that's a really good, acceptable repair. So call Terran. I got to move on to another call, and it's Frances. She has a question. Okay, so Frances is faced with something very odd. This is a Toyota, and it's a Camry, and it only has 22,000 miles. And my God, you're having problems that I've never heard of in Camrys. I mean, Toyotas are pretty bulletproof. They're really, really good cars. And you had the first problem. What was that first problem you called about that we got helped with?
It's the dash cluster where you have tells you everything about the car.
Then now you have a wheel. What exactly in that rear wheel is happening?
The rear bearing is going out.
But I don't see where that is life-threatening unless they think it's going to shear off, literally fall off.
Tom, in extreme failure mode, that wheel bearing can actually lock up while she's driving.
Yeah,
and
it could shear off.
Well,
I mean, the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but a locked up wheel bearing will cause a severe problem with directional control of the vehicle.
Okay, I can see where that. Of course, you're right. You're right. It's just locking up alone is going to cause her to go into a spin. Okay, Kevin Calkin, our expert, we're still waiting for him to get back to us, and we're going to talk about this. You're upset now. Now, how long did they say it's going to take to get the parts they need?
Well, when I first was going to take the car home, he said it would take a week to a week and a half.
Right.
And when my son called him and said, no, that car's not going anywhere. If that wheel seizes up, we got problems.
So what did they say?
So they got me a loaner.
Oh.
And as I'm leaving, what?
That's good they got you a loaner.
Well, they got me a loaner. And as I'm leaving, the gentleman, Randy, said to me, oh, well, the part's going to be here tomorrow, so the car will be ready tomorrow.
Okay, so what's the actual problem then? It sounds like a loaner, and they can fix your car the next day. What can we help you with?
Yeah. What do you want from us right now?
I'm thinking I want to do a buyout on this car. It has got two major issues within a year and a half of owning it.
Yeah, but you're never going to get the lemon law to do that with only two issues.
And not enough time and not enough repair attempts.
Yeah, I mean, under the lemon law, they have to attempt to fix it and fail 3 times, I think it is. So they have
No, it's twice now. Well, what I looked up on
don't know about twice.
Even if it is twice, we still haven't had 2 attempts to fix the same problem. So whatever that true number is, you're still well under it.
And also you have to lose the use of your car for a cumulative total of 30 days.
Yeah, and Tom, under the new Colorado lemon law, which is much stronger and more consumer centric than the federal lemon law, it's actually even less. I think it's like 20 some days.
24
days, yeah.
That I looked up.
24 days in the first year, right?
Well, I think it's a 2-year law.
30 months.
Yeah. So, Francis, I mean, either way, no matter what the numbers, you're not even close to any of those.
So, Francis, you don't have a lemon law. You don't have a lemon by the law, even under the new law. And I haven't kept up on the new law, so let me get it straight. Mm-hmm. It's a 30. It's 30 days, or how many days? Or 22 days? I'm sorry.
It's 20 some days, and I believe 2 years. 24 what? 24
days.
Yeah, 24 days and approximately 2 years.
So if you lose it for 24 days and 2 years, or you say they only have 2 attempts, are you sure they only have 2 attempts to fix it?
That's what I read.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. Okay.
And frankly, Tom, I think the number of attempts is irrelevant because we're not even at attempt number 1 at the wheel bearing. Francis, look, I mean, stuff like that happens. Get the wheel bearing fixed.
You can ask him to trade you out of it, but you're not going to get any special deal.
She's going to lose a bundle trading out.
I would not be. Listen. I know this is weird that you had 2 problems, but they're totally unrelated. Mm-hmm. Totally. And things like this can happen. Although the wheel bearing at 22,000 miles, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. That does puzzle me. I mean, I've just... Did anyone weigh in on why they think that happened?
No. They were actually really kind of rude. Actually, about
well, then go to another dealer, for goodness sakes. Go to someone nice to you. I mean, I wouldn't stay with someone who's rude.
I've gone to Pueblo, and they took like 29 days to fix the dash cluster, and they were unwilling to do anything because my car got damaged when it was sitting there in their lot for 30 days.
Well, wait a minute. So you have lost. So you have lost use of your car.
But Tom, it's not. That wasn't a failed attempt, and based on what she just told us, Francis does not have an ongoing issue with the instrument cluster. This is a totally different problem now.
Yeah, but the cumulative total doesn't have to be both. It's either or. If she loses the use of that car for 24 days.
Okay, I'm going to look up the law.
I think do that for us. Hold on. I have to go on to another call. We're going to look that up. But if you did lose the use of your car during that instrument cluster, I don't know why you didn't file then. Jimmy, what's going on with you, Jimmy? What's happening?
And now it's not bad.
Jimmy!
Okay.
Jimmy!
Yes.
What's happening?
Yes.
What's happening?
I got a 2002 Chevy Avalanche pickup.
Yeah.
And I took it into Gent, and because I was last year,
yeah,
I was having the reservoir was going down. I had to keep putting antifreeze in the reservoir.
Yeah.
So I took it into Gent, and they took it apart. But all to the end, I paid $7,200.
Wait, whoa, $7,200. What? Hold on a second. Let me come back to you and give you more time, Jimmy. That's a lot of money. We got to figure out what the hell they did for you. Coming up right after this. What the heck? $7,200.
People get 2002 car.
Excel Roofing is the roofer where you're never at risk. You don't pay a cent until you're content. If you're curious about what your roof will cost, whether it's you're doing it yourself or the insurance company is paying, go to excelroofing.com. That's Excel as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. They have a pricing tool on the front page, and it'll get you a price in 2 minutes or less. That's right. They also do siding and windows and painting. excelroofing.com. It's a company that you will never, ever be at risk. They are great people. 303-761-6400. Now let's talk about another company I love. When you get this service, you will blow your mind, man. $39 for this complete AC refurbishment. I'm telling you, they'll take it apart, clean every nook and cranny, put it all back together, tune and check it all for $39. Get your AC done, avoid costly breakdowns, add life and efficiency. Now it's for new customers because they want to brag about how good they are, and they want you to see it. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Okay, so I'm so confused about that fucking lemon law. I mean, when did it change?
A couple of years ago.
We have a long and provable track record of outstanding trial victories. We are a serious firm for serious cases. We accept righteous injury and death cases on a percentage-free basis. If you need our help, hit dancapitalslaw.com. That's dancapitalslaw.
Ben, I'm happy to tell you about the only realtor that made the cut for Team Dave Logan. That is Troy Hansford. I recommend Troy because he's the only agent that will ask you to sell your home at your price or he'll write you a check for $5,000. And the good news, he puts that in writing. He can make that guarantee because he spends tens of thousands of dollars generating demand. And right now, he has hundreds of approved home buyers ready to buy. He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash. And he can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433.
What do I have to do, Frankie? He's way late.
With RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
Kind of dead in there.
That's Rick. Talking about
Oh, I'm reading this lemon law.
Oh, very riveting.
Yeah, trying to comprehend it so my mouth can't be running.
Nah.
Once it was finished and great, we were very happy with it. The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times. We haven't had many of them. I don't know about you guys, but what I want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take it from Rick. Put down that paintbrush and pick up your phone. Call Rhino Shield at 844-31-RHINO. Call now and receive 10% off the regular price. Or go to rhinoshieldco.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this good. So it's good.
For your 10% off, call now. 844-31-RHINO. Or go to rhinoshieldco.com.
Hi folks, James Zucchini, Dunright Home Improvements. I like Susan.
Alex, do you remember how many miles she said that car has?
About 22,000.
Oh,
22.
Thank you.
That's right, guys. We're doing that our whole life in Rhino. Folks, whether it's a first-class kitchen renovation and constantly trim-free bathroom remodel,
Petrograph. There's only one guy I know in the metro area.
Warming back up into the low 90s for your Tuesday. Lots of sunshine. Just a bit of
Sunshine.
rain. Wind really ramps up for Wednesday with highs in the mid-90s.
Mid-90s. Oh, for God's sakes.
This report is sponsored by the Road Recap with Linda McLaughlin.
I prefer being cold because at least you can cover up. When it's in the 90s, there's only so naked you can be.
I wanted to talk about things I just wasn't hearing. So join me on my podcast, Road Recap with Linda McLaughlin, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Get your calls in 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for you. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Go there and see all of their services. If it has to do with the garage door, you won't do better. 24/7 service, 720-370-3987. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, so now we got a number of issues brewing here. Did you find out anything on that lemon law deed? Did you clarify that for us?
Yeah, Tom, during the break, I was reading the Colorado lemon law.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of things that might be applicable to our caller. So the first important part, she meets. So it's got to be within 24,000 miles or within 2 years.
Okay.
So by the way, did you take delivery of the vehicle more than 2 years ago prior to the first attempt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was December of 24.
December of 24. Okay, so you're still within the 2 years. So there are a couple of different ways to lemon law this car under the Colorado law. One of them is they have to make a cumulative of, let's see here. Gosh, they have to make at least. Oh, Tom, I just lost my place in this.
Okay, I'll go on.
Give me just a couple of minutes to get my thought.
Just hold on, Francis. We'll come right back to Jimmy. What's going on now? You said you spent $7,200. What the heck did they do for $7,200?
Well, what they did was they rebuilt the top end.
Right. How many miles on the car?
130.
Okay.
And we only.
What kind of car?
It's a 2002 Chevy Avalanche pickup.
Okay. So that's not unusual to have a top end go out at 130,000 miles.
Well, what we did was took it in July 25th of last year.
Yes.
And I only put 3,600 miles on it, and it's doing it again.
Oh, wait a minute. They rebuilt the top end. They rebuilt it, the head.
Yeah, they did the heads and gaskets and lifters and stuff.
And it was only done. It was only done last year. There's somebody whispering in your ear, and it's very weird. So one or the other get on the phone. So Jimmy, you put how many miles on it since they rebuilt it?
Only 3,600.
Oh man! And it's what does the shop say about that?
Well, they want to. I took it in. It's still there right now. They're going to charge me $200 and something for diagnostics, and then they want $1,000 to tear the engine down again.
Yeah,
I have a 12,000 mile warranty.
Yeah, I know that. That doesn't make sense to me. It absolutely makes no sense that you paid $7,200 to have the top end rebuilt. That is a lot of money. And now they say you got to pay $1,000 for them to search. It obviously didn't hold up to warranty. What are they saying? It's your fault? What are they saying?
Well, they're saying that they have to charge me that just because it could be some of my problem. So I don't know.
Well,
I really don't understand it.
Okay. What I suggest you do. Where is your car right now?
It's a Gent right now.
Can it drive? Can you drive it?
Yeah, we went to get it this morning, and they said that they might they have to check the coolant again and stuff, so we couldn't get it.
Oh man!
They were checking. They were doing pressure tests on it.
You had the top end rebuilt for $7,200 last year. When last year was it?
July 25th. They started on. I didn't get it until August 9th or 28th. Back.
God. Okay, this is weird. This is just. We need someone to help you. We need to put someone on this.
Because I don't know what to do about it.
No, we need to call them. It just doesn't make sense to me. And now they want you to pay $1,000. Where is the shop? What's the name of the shop?
It's called. It's a dealership. It's Gent Motor Co.
Oh, is that where is that?
It's on 2715 35th Avenue. Greeley, Colorado.
In Greeley.
Greeley, Gent. Okay. Or Ghent, or however they pronounce. Okay. I know. In Greeley. Okay.
GH.
Hold on a sec. Hey, Axe, would you get his information? Let's give this to Deputy Bo to call on. Is Deputy Bo on today, or who's on today? Anybody? Okay, let's get Chopper on it. Chopper's good with cars. Let's get Chopper on it. Hold on, Jimmy, and we'll make some calls for you. We'll make. Okay, so now on that car, do we want to go back? Did you find it again?
Yeah,
okay,
I reread
Francis,
the law.
we're back to you. Go ahead.
Francis, so here's what I read in the Colorado Lemon Law. You got to make the same attempt at least 3 times. And the vehicle has to be out of service for a cumulative total of 24 business days. And the way I read it, it's got to be the same repair attempt. So you can't just aggregate a whole bunch of different repairs and take advantage of the Colorado Lemon Law.
Wait a minute. So you're saying if you had 12 days on one repair and 10 days on another repair, that's not 22 days?
Well, I didn't keep track of the math here.
No. I'm just saying, in other words, you're saying that the out of service, the days out of service, the 24 days out of service
24 business
have to
days.
be on one specific repair.
No, that has to be a cumulative total.
Okay,
so it
good.
Could be 10
I think
and 14.
she meant that, though. I think she meant that total with the cluster. How long was it out of commission with the cluster?
She said 30 days, but
yeah,
you also have to have 3 attempts. 3 failed attempts.
Does it say both of those things or either or?
It says both.
Both.
Because there is no, it says, here's why, and I'm paraphrasing, here's how this law applies to motor vehicles. And so it talks about Section 1, that addresses 3 or more times. Right. Section 2 addresses a cumulative total of 24 or more business days.
And it has to have both of those conditions.
In between them, there is no word or.
Okay.
So the way I read it, you got to meet both of those qualifications.
No, obviously.
Otherwise, it would say or.
Yeah. Are you reading a summary of the law or the law?
No, that's the actual CRS 42-10-103.
Oh, so you're actually reading okay. See, I always used to tell people it has to be this or this. And you're saying there's no or in the law. That maybe that was changed, or so Francis, bottom line is this. I think you're being premature on wanting to get out of the car. Let's just put it that way. Unless you absolutely hate this car, let's get right down to this car. I think that the fact that you have a rear joint going, or a rear whatever wheel going out, or ball joint, or wherever it is, I wouldn't let that bother you. I mean, I wouldn't let that affect getting rid of the entire car. That's my personal opinion.
Well, these bearings go out. I mean, it just happens. It may have been installed crooked. It may be a defective bearing. Who knows?
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into it. I would not extrapolate a lemon out of a failed bearing.
Okay, so Francis, that's the way. You're not going to get a buyout. Let's just put it that way. And if you did, you would lose a lot of money. A lot of people don't realize this either. When there is a buyout with the Lemon Law, after this long procedure, you have to pay for use of that vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't get 100% of your money back. And sometimes people don't like what they get back, and they can't even replace what they get back with what they had. So it's not exactly a panacea when it comes to that. All right. So we're talking real estate. Let's get back to that. Real estate and lending. And the big question I have here, one text, is on interest rates. Again, people want a crystal ball. But, John, what is it going to take to move interest rates one way or another? Where do they stand right now, approximately?
6.5. 30-year, right?
I mean, people I think people are going to just have to get used to realistic interest rate.
So 2 things going on. Either get used to interest rate or get used to, it's weird right now, and these guys but a lot of sellers, the housing market's staying strong, the prices are staying high, but a lot more are paying points towards buying down the rate. But it still keeps the sale price up.
You mean for a concession?
Concession, yeah.
The sellers are paying down the loan.
But you do get used to rates. I mean, inflation is they can't afford to drop rates. The Fed meeting's tomorrow, the first new Fed guy coming out.
And we don't think he'll drop interest rates. He can't. I mean, we have too much inflation for him to drop the rates.
It'd be crazy. If he does, then he's really in Trump's back pocket. But we'll see.
And this is the new chairman.
The new one is,
and this is the first
one.
meeting coming up.
Yeah. But inflation is what's really why they cannot afford to drop rates right now.
Absolutely, I agree. So what's going to happen? They're going to stay. We're going to have to get used to 6.5,
6.5, and like I said, we're seeing a lot of the sellers will pay a 1 point concession, and then
it's really weird. 6.5% traditionally is a great mortgage rate.
Oh yeah,
traditionally,
if you look over time, it's
is
very low.
But because we were bathed in that 2 and 3% for a while, it makes us feel abused. But if you think about it in terms of overall the universe of mortgages, 6.5 is nothing. People used to do 8 and 9% without thinking about it.
Not that long ago, 5 years ago, they were 8.5%. I mean, it was right when the COVID and everything drove down to 2-3%.
All right, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Thanks, Tom. Sorry, buddy.
Don't worry about it, man.
Oh my!
I got to do 2 spots.
Busy morning.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie! I was up last night till practically midnight negotiating, dealing with contracts, writing contracts. Up this morning at 5-something in the morning, getting up early, start negotiating contracts. I had so much stuff going. It was like this perfect storm of everything at one time, and so I was juggling. And I had text Tom and says, "Tom, I'm going to be a little late." Mm-hmm. Oh, it was just the timing of this was just insane. Yeah. And then I had a few little fires I had to put out too, some things, minor stuff I had to deal with. So
yeah, I didn't sleep last night either.
Pretty busy?
No, mine wasn't busy. I've been busy. I worked pretty good yesterday, but just
doing okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you got a busy day today?
I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love when people have great ideas like Vestera Turnkey. They help you become a landlord in a hot real estate market where equity growth is almost assured, where the economy is strong, where rents are strong, and where the laws favor landlords. If you want to be a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles, find out about the Vestera way. Vestera Turnkey Wealth Builders. I'm going to give you a website. Go and sign up for the 27th. That is 10 in the morning. It's only like 45 minutes or so. It's really short. We're going to be there to talk about Vestera Turnkey. Find out more at mybiggestreturn.com. That's mybiggestreturn.com.
Weigh in.
I owe you the biggest apology.
For not returning your email.
Oh, don't worry. No,
I knew I was going to see you.
I wanted to thank you in person.
But you got it?
Yeah.
All right. That's all.
Super useful.
No, that's awesome.
I didn't know you have to pay for those. I would never ask
I got
you
it.
to.
No, don't worry. I take care of it. We're good.
Yeah, I just...
I've done a million of these for the show. It's good.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I would never ask somebody to do something at their expense. I thought you just
my pleasure,
log in.
man. Honestly.
Thanks, Frank. That was super useful.
Anytime. Wow.
Frank, you want some coffee?
I'm good, friend. That's probably the last thing I should be drinking right now is more coffee.
We also have meat sticks, nuts,
good.
and granola bars.
Oh, actually, I'm going to have something.
Well, I'm going over there to get a meat stick. What would you like?
A meat stick and a granola bar.
A meat stick? All right. Zero carbs in it. Well, zero carbs in it, John.
High protein, low carbs.
I know Dimitri would enjoy nothing more than to grab everybody a meat stick and a handful of
I
nuts.
would love some coffee. Can I come with you to help you?
Sure, absolutely.
Because I'm like sitting here.
Hey, brother, how you feeling?
It's remarkable. I bounced back. I literally was sepsis shocked. I mean, they said they have never heard of someone coming out of sepsis shock that fast. Okay. I don't know. I didn't do anything. It's like, people say you're a fighter. I truly didn't do anything.
Wow. Sepsis, I didn't know you had that.
What's that?
That's bad. I didn't know you had sepsis. Shock.
I was down to, they said probably within 12 hours.
Wow.
Of Oregon shutting down. I had a fever, chills, the blood pressure was dropped, the heart rate was up, and I had E. coli from a nick when they opened up my bile duct.
Would you call me?
We were all praying for you, Tom.
Almighty.
You're gonna
I
love
didn't
it.
sleep good that night because I kept getting up checking my phone.
It was bad.
because I didn't know if Mark was going to call me or not. And yeah, it was. I'm just glad you're okay, buddy.
And then the next day I started coming out of it, and then they kept me there and said, it's amazing. You're responding.
Thank God, buddy.
There are some people that,
Granola bar and meat
people in
stick.
the hospital for 6 weeks with that shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Meat stick? Or you just want to know about meat stick?
Good morning, Troubleshooter Show. Did you want to talk to Tom and the gang?
That's what he asked for.
Just in case you want that too.
We're fine.
Oh, you got it. Hey, let me hand you over to Adam. I'm the doofus running the audio, so it wasn't me you're talking to. Hang on. Another one. Same exact as the last call. Want to make sure you got my number right, baby? Poor guy. Gotta make sure I give you the right number, man.
Well prepared today.
Did you say today it feels weird? Yeah. See, Tom can't hear me right now. I don't think anybody can. Hello? No. Well, Frank was just asking how he's doing, and, Tom came back from another close call with fate. Here we go.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jimmy hung up. Okay. Well, here's the bottom line. We're going to get Jimmy some help. He spent a lot of money and is still having the problem. Frank Duran, the real estate man, joins us. Frank.
Hey, Frank, how you doing?
Good, man. Is it a buyer's market?
It is a balanced market, my friend, and depending on the area you're selling it, it could be still a seller's market. I'm telling you, I had multiple offers last night. I've been negotiating all morning.
Why?
I think it depends.
I'm hearing that we're in a correction. So.
Well, we are in that sense, absolutely. Although it's a little bit price point to price point, area to area, because I think 7 closings this week, multiple bids last night. I just put 5 new listings on. We're still getting offers if they're priced right. They're desirable homes. Typically, your single family homes. Condo townhomes taking longer to move.
Oh, for sure.
But median price just went up by 2.24% too.
Really?
Yeah.
How long is that going to go? I mean, when is it going to keep going up?
Well, Denver's been strong, although, you hear nationwide, okay, our prices also jumped up pretty quick too. So we're seeing a little bit of a correction that way, but we saw a bounce back from September to October last year when they cut the rates. So anytime you see rates cut, you see more demand in the market that way.
Frank, let's go back for a second on that 4% increase. Is that for single-family homes or everything, including condos? That's across the board?
2.4, I think.
Yeah, 2.24.
Oh, 2.24.
2.24%.
In what period of time?
From the end of May.
Well, that's only like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so the median price jumped from 605 to 615.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So right now, as far as inventory, heavy or light?
So right now we're sitting a little over 12,000 active listings. So I'd say that's probably more medium, Tom. When we were in 2008 through 2011, inventory was over 26,000 homes for about 5,000 buyers. That was the ratio back then. That's why, to put it in perspective, I don't say, we're in a big buyer's market, because 12,000 is hardly anything like 26,000 homes.
Okay.
Now, the condo market, different story. You go in some segments, there might be 374 active listings for 17 buyers under contract.
They're dangerous right now because of insurance. It all boils down to insurance.
An HOA, yeah.
And deferred maintenance, because a lot of those were built right around 15 years ago.
Right.
Is anyone crazy enough to be building new condo developments? No, I'm serious. Stephanie, you have any in your area? New condo developments?
I don't know about condos, but I've definitely seen some new townhomes that I've worked with some buyers on. Same thing, multifamily.
And as far as areas, Frank, hot areas, bad areas, I mean, what's the hot area? Well, just tell it like it is. Statistically,
we do very well in Denver Metro. Although we do very well in Denver Metro. Although I would tell you, parts of Aurora, South Aurora, some of those areas and certain price points are so flooded with inventory still, and some of them are competing with some of these new builds. So that's offsetting it a bit.
What is South Aurora like? What's a big intersection that kind of defines South Aurora?
Boy, Dimitri, that's a good question.
Would that be like Arapahoe and 225 or Jordan Road?
Yeah, but boy, I think more in subdivisions than anything else.
Oh, okay, I understand that.
That's what I'm talking about. It's just area to area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Springs, then, as far as inventory, is it heavy or light? As far as I don't care about the actual numbers, but as far as historically,
I think we're pretty stable right now. From the last couple months, that I've been talking numbers with you guys, we're pretty kind of in that same kind of range.
Are most people, when they're selling or buying, what's the situation? Leaving and coming into the state, or lateral moves, or downsizing, upsizing? What are you finding?
In our market, I think I see a lot of people that leave, but our military really drives the Colorado Springs market. We've got so many military, bases in that area. We do see a lot of
people buy when they're stationed there just for a few years.
We do see a lot of. I've helped quite a few myself, but yeah, I do see that.
And Frank,
I have a lot of empty nesters lately, Tom, that are moving out of the state. Yeah, that are downsized or moving out of the state, and a number of people that just move out of state for various reasons. So I see more of that than people moving inward right now.
And corporate moves, big or small or not?
Not for me, I don't see a lot of corporate moves, although I have them from time to time.
303-713-TALK. People, you got a problem, a question or complaint, we want to hear about it. And John Clace, as far as rates, he said, get used to it, about 6.5. 6 would be actually pretty good right now, 6.5. And does it do better if you did, let's say you did, and we'll talk about the all-in-one loan, but does it matter if you do a 15-year or a 30-year as far as rate on big time or not?
Well, the problem is right now there's not a big spread. It used to be a big spread.
Right.
15, you could get a lot lower rate.
That's right.
Not that big of a spread now, so it's you may be at 6.5, you might 5.75 on a 15-year. Then your payment's a lot higher. So depending on what people want to do, they can pay extra to make it a 15-year loan. But we're not seeing a lot of 15-year.
Gotcha. Hey, people, don't wait like I did for estate planning. Dan McKenzie has been on a referral list for years. He's a great guy. He's working with me. And as I said, I waited. And don't wait like I did. McKenzie Law. You need a simple will? At least do that. And then you can work on other stuff. They work with you in segments, or they can do it all at once. And they really have a small enough firm where you get that personalized attention. 833-CO plans. Do it as soon as possible. 833-CO plans.
Now, impact traffic. Yeah, we still have one delay to the east on 225, which is actually southbound just past I-70, but I-70 is backed up past New York.
Yeah, Dimitri, for me, it's all about subdivision to subdivision. Because certain subdivisions are hotter than others, not so much as one side of I-70 or not. It's just more of certain areas are hotter than others.
Okay, I didn't realize you drilled down.
Aurora South, some of those areas, depending on what part you're on, you might be competing with a lot of new builds that are offering $20,000 concessions, and that's hurting some of these people that bought them 4 years ago. The home's not even that old. It might be a 4 or 5 year old home, but these builders are giving these huge incentives, and all this inventory, it's killing the resale.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen that a lot.
Gravinas, they have 50 lines of windows. If we're talking about windows, you don't get better than that. Beware of companies that only have one, because that's all they're going to sell you. Now, they have multiple lines of siding and doors as well, and they've been around more than 65 years, now run by the grandson, Nick, and he does a great job. 950 West Evans. They even trademarked the name. They're so proud of it. 303 Gravina, a name you can trust. 303 Gravina or gravinas.com.
just
So-
want me to give him Sue's number or your number?
Just tell him that. Take his number and his name. Tell him we will absolutely take care of it. Okay. And then make sure you get that to Suze and tell her.
Okay, I'll send. Okay, yeah.
But wait till they get back. Okay. And tell him whatever we took, we'll credit him. Okay. Make sure you tell him that.
I will. Okay.
Credit him.
Thank you.
He's a nice young man, isn't he?
Yeah.
Real respectful.
He's so good.
He's cool. I like him. He reminds me of my nephew.
He's super competent.
Yeah, that's awesome. You could tell.
Wow, B-52 crashed.
Oh yeah, killed everyone. Oh yeah, there's almost nothing left of that.
John, what do you think? Do you think they really made a deal with Iran? To me, I don't know. Just sounds like a bunch of
They can't
smoke.
lie about it, can they?
Not lie, but I don't know.
I guess they can. Nothing's passed.
I just don't like exaggeration. I mean, it either is or it isn't, you know?
It's definitely exaggerated. Definitely will put things on hold for a little bit.
To me, that's no better than somebody writing a promissory note. I promise. Take my word. Trust me. I won't make any nuclear weapons. Jeez. Oh, Stephanie needs in.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Let investors compete for Orchard's cash offer marketplace. We work with an Orchard and GPC each your home for their exclusive network of partners or local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms.
Stephanie, what do you think of the meat stick?
I didn't try that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Where do we get them?
Sam's.
Buc-ee's?
No,
No,
that's
it's
not
a
for
Members
Buc-ee's.
Mark, so Sam.
I think Sue's bought them.
Are
at
they
Sam's.
good? Is it good?
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, I love meat and
Oh, I do too.
salt.
It's gluten free, so.
And it's carb free, so for me, it's perfect.
No, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You doing anything for Father's Day, Frank?
Not that I could think of. How about you?
We're just going out to eat.
That's what probably we'll do too. Yeah. They're going to buy me the Dad DeLorean shirt. Instead of Mandalorian, Dad DeLorean. I requested that. Special request.
Oh, that's cute.
Are you a Star Trekkie?
No, but I love Star Wars. I grew up on Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I grew up on Star Wars. How about you?
I like Star Trek.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Star Wars, but I'm really into Star Trek. Every one of them.
Michael too.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
My least favorite on that was Deep Space Nine, but I love them all.
Joy is essential. It's also elusive. Now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more fulfilling existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Heather Coffey. If you're craving inspiration to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and
Tom, I felt like such a fool. I thought we were feeding the homeless that night a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, it's not a big deal.
And Renee's, are you sure we're feeding the homeless? I think
everybody's dressed up. I know. That's a nice ministry. Those guys do it great.
Oh, that was very cool. I love that gentleman I talked to. I cannot think of his name now. Really nice
Asian
man.
fellow?
Yeah, really nice man.
True.
Yeah, true.
He's the CEO, or of the board, I think.
Yeah.
Then the director was Jim.
Yeah.
We have like 3 favorite charities, Frank. We spread it around, but we don't do too many because otherwise you dilute your efforts. So we have them and Safe Places for Women, and then there's a third one. Oh, I forget the name of it.
That's great that they do that, though.
and bring a far greater level of
So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and get you blood work, medical consult, and a medically advised face test. If that test that doesn't work in the office, you're busy. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino with our real estate experts. I got a couple texts here. I found a house I love, or we found a house we love, on the market for 90 days. Is that a red flag? They want to know about 90 days. I don't think it matters if you like the house. What the heck's the difference? But that seems to be a factor with people, doesn't it? On how long things have been on the market. Guys, just chime in.
I think recent years really spoiled us a little bit with things moving so quickly.
I remember it could take 6 months to sell a house.
Yeah, it's not abnormal in a more normalized, balanced market to see homes market for a couple of months at a time.
Yeah.
That's not abnormal. I mean, by all means, get your inspections, and that'll answer your questions if it's going to be an issue or not for you.
Why would a house be on the market for 90 days? What would be some of the reasons, Frank? What do you think?
Well, the main reason would be if it's overpriced. That'd be one key. Second, you want to look at the area and see what the norm is over there. That could just be the norm. That could just be the average days on market. And some of these sellers are holding firm on their price, not panicking, and then eventually selling the property anyway at their price.
In the long run, when you say overpriced, isn't that the biggest problem with listing homes, just trying to get a fair price?
That's one of the big ones, Tom.
Everyone exaggerates on what they think their house is worth, right?
I'll give you a great example because we just closed it. This was a home up in Kiowa. His neighbor, they had pretty much the same size home, pretty same condition. The difference is the neighbor had 35 acres, we had 20 acres. So the neighbor started high and kept dropping, lands at 784. My seller says, well, if they got 784 and I have 20, they have 35 acres, I'd like to get around 725. We talked about how to leverage the price. We end up getting multiple bids, sold ours for $800,000.
Oh my gosh, for more.
And we have less acreage. And we sold for more than that home. And if they would have done the same thing,
why did you sell for more?
We had more demand in a quicker time.
Because you bracketed
multiple bids. Yeah, that's right.
See, how do you explain that to people that the price you listed at isn't necessarily the price you close at?
Right. Well, I do explain it, and most people do accept that. Some, though, they get scared. I understand why. I understand because the biggest fear is I don't want to leave money on the table. And I understand where they come to that conclusion. But in reality, I show them a lot of real-life examples, and it puts their mind at ease.
Yeah, and I remember when we were selling a condo, I've told this story before, but it's worth telling. The neighbor, they were penthouse units, and the one neighbor next to me was really pissed off that I was selling it for what I was selling it for. And he said it should be way more than that. Yeah. So he listed his for about $500,000 more. And it sat there and sat there and sat there. And we listed it for less and sold for more. And he's still scratching his head. And he had to just keep coming down in price. The worst thing you can do is ask too much money. And what people don't understand is that if you list it at the right price and get multiple offers, then that right price goes up and up and up. And they just have to trust people who've been doing it. And I think that what you find are a lot of people who are just adamant. No, I'm not going to take a penny less.
Sure.
I'm Tom Martino. Get your calls in on anything. If you have a problem, a question, or a complaint, 303 Martino. Frank, we're on YouTube, so I can't mention it, but I know one listing that we're talking about that they're so fucking stubborn. I'm sorry.
Who is?
That one listing is so stubborn. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I know. Tom and I've explained, I've broken it down, and I keep showing them what the market. I just showed them the other night. There are 25 actives and one under contract in a mile radius for attached properties. I keep showing them. I even sent them a video to show them. Look, I'll show you. This is what I sent him. Look at this.
And he won't come down a penny.
No, he's stuck on it, man. And I said,
he would probably sell for what he wants if he would just ask less.
I know. So this is the video I sent him. Watch. I send him updates all the time. see the, oh, it doesn't show, oh, it's something. Hold on, I'm sorry, Tom. Here. That's all I was trying to show you.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Francis. Questions surrounding the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump at the G7 summit in France says the memo will be signed Friday. The terms, though, have not been made public. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer now demanding the president privately brief the gang of 8 lawmakers. And now Israel is also asking to see details of the memo.
But that top video shows how much inventory is in it.
Yeah.
How much?
I want to show you, Frank.
What's that?
Oh, a referral he had sent me. I've seen this a few
How much over
times.
the market, real quick, Frank? Do you think they are 100?
According to feedback we're getting, I think we're probably at least 50, because if we go to the next price point, we'll probably price more buyers. But even right now, that ratio is bad. There's like way more for sale and only a few buyers buying over there. It's rough.
Meetings today and what's next for interest rates. It is the first meeting. Kevin Walsh.
I want to show you this.
As the new Fed chair. This is ABC News. It's primary day across the
Because
state.
I told him when I market analysis for him that I saw it in
races in
this.
California.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
He listed with someone else who told him they'd get him back.
Keeps dropping the price.
Now they're under contract short sale.
That's just nonsense.
So that's what happened with that one.
That's just somebody who doesn't want to listen.
I told him, I gave them an honest number when I did that for them
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And then they stopped, remember they stopped responding?
Yeah.
They got someone else to come in 100 high, and now they're exactly where I told them.
That's because they wanted somebody to tickle their ears and tell them
And
what they want to hear.
short sale. And that's the problem, is now it's short sale too.
Yeah, that's
Because
sad.
that's what I told them.
That's pathetic, because they would have gotten a better price if they would have just priced right to begin with. 70. So
I know.
nah, that's all you can do. You know?
Oh yeah, but that's what happened with that one too. Honestly, your
Strata Fortress for supporting the test for radar modernization program. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Okay, so Sarah.
Oh, did she? Okay. I appreciate you, friend.
I tried.
I know
And
you
I
do.
had a great rapport with them.
And you'll always tell them the truth.
Oh, I will. And that's just it, is I'm always honest.
Yeah.
And I don't, like you, don't give them fictitious numbers and then get them into that
Oh,
reduce.
my gosh.
Sometimes the market changes and calls for a reduction.
Yeah.
But, no.
In fact, I need to get on MLS for a minute here.
Yeah. But that's what happened with that one, because I was just checking some addresses the other night of some that I had worked on, and that was one.
Yeah.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my
Well, God bless you, friend. I know you're doing your best. You do a great job,
Yeah. Thank you.
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
We'll be in touch.
News time, 12:03.
Denver police investigating an overnight shooting in Capitol Hill. It happened near 13th and Pearl.
People have been waking up, walking their dogs here, asking us what happened. So Denver police say that one person was injured in a shooting here. The extent of their injuries is not yet known this morning. It's also not known if that suspect knew this victim or if this was totally random. We also haven't gotten any suspect information just yet, including if somebody's in custody or if they're still on the run, if they know who did this.
Fox 31's Kasha Carriage says police have towed one vehicle. Another has a shattered back window. That car was partially on the sidewalk. The Molly Brown House in Denver hosting a never-before-seen artifacts exhibition from the Titanic. One of the most talked about items, an Egyptian souvenir that Molly Brown purchased just days before the infamous
Tom,
voyage.
look at this.
She kept it in her pocket.
Oh, pretty good meat sticks, huh?
These are good.
Yeah.
John, you got a second? I'm going to show you this real quick. This is Ben and Lauren's house, right? This is a mile radius. Watch. This is a mile radius.
Recovered here pretty quickly anyway. South I-25, coming into downtown.
Right there. Okay, watch this.
A little bit, I-70 west from.
This is 48 listings on the market. Look how many under contract out of 48 attached properties. Only 3 under contract out of 48. That's it. That's how bad that area is.
I experienced that with
a townhome a few months ago, and ultimately, when I was working with them, they wanted to be at X price. They weren't going to go below. And honestly, people that were reducing, but nothing was moving.
Oh, yeah.
There was zero demand in a half mile, all of that. I let them go, and they listed with someone else.
Yeah. Worst in the world is giving people the truth about their property.
Oh yeah. Now they're 30,000 less than what they told me, and they're still sitting.
Yep.
There's zero demand for that particular property.
That's what you have to look at. What's the supply and demand?
Yeah, that's the thing.
3 buyers for 48 homes. You better price it right. You sit there a while.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is when
what's the median price?
615. 615.
Ours is less. Our median went down.
Yeah, let me double check. I'm telling you right here.
Well, our median's even at 490, but our average went down a little bit.
What's
572.
What's going to tell somebody what they're going to pay more? Average or median?
Probably average.
Oh, averages?
Yeah, because that's the average sales price.
In Denver.
Like 724 or something like that. It's for single family. For single family.
Well, because median is
724
for single family. Yeah, I'll double check that, Tom, to make sure.
But for single family, that's what I'm asking. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that median is the middle point.
Number.
Right, above and below. But the average sales price, things that are average selling, is 572 for us, which is crazy thinking how high Colorado Springs gotten even. But we're traditionally, less than Denver for sure.
Golly, you guys.
So median 615. What is average? Okay, but what is average? 615 is median. 747,917 according to Denver Metro DMARC report.
747
at the end of May. 747. Wow. Yeah, that's single. Well, actually, guys, no, even worse. That's for all properties. Single family.
All over the place, so many brain injuries, so many broken bones, so many car drivers being terrified with these scooters buzzing around them. Join me at 4.
45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, welcome to the show. I am Tom Martino. This hour brought to you by Apple Air, and that's air with an E, appleair.com for heating and cooling. Wonderful people. Still run and owned and operated by the Terry family since 1988. Man, that's a long time. And they have Daikin Equipment, 12 years parts and labor warranty. And listen to this, 6 years full replacement with no proration. They stand behind their products, and they can do you, and they're honest. That's what's really important. Honest and integrity, honesty, integrity, and value. AppleAir.com. You can't buy honesty. Once you get a bad reputation, it's over. Now, we have real estate today we're talking about. But if you call with any problem, we've handled some car problems, some other problems. If you call with any problem, we can handle it. And we have people who can help you. We have attorneys, accountants, doctors, and we have contractors and all kinds of people that want to help, our experts. So give us a call at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, or 303-713-TALK. That's the local iHeart number, 303-713-8255. I don't know how people are doing it. I swear to God, I don't know. We were just talking about the average price for a single family home, unattached, $781,000. Now, come on, Frank, that's almost $1 million. People, how are people affording it? What is it in the Springs? It's $781 here. What did you say, $490?
Average is $572.
Oh, $572.
Yeah.
Okay.
For May of 26.
How does a couple starting out get a house? They don't.
I think that's part of why
they're not getting a house.
I think that's part of why the attached market's struggling, because a lot of that's entry-level buyers. Right. And there's a lot of buyers out of the market right now with higher
insurance. So that's the average, $781.
Yeah.
Frank, what are some of the best deals you've made lately for people?
Best deals in terms of
single-family homes that you found for people.
Oh, for helping
as a buyer.
Oh boy!
What are some of the best deals you can think of?
So
think
all
of
over
a
the
few
board.
good deals, or you think of a few good deals.
Todd, it's been so all over
Stephanie,
the board.
if you can.
It's been
all right.
so all
John
over the board.
Clace is with CMG Mortgage. What do people do, John? Somebody just texted me this. How much money should we save for our first home? Well, if you're talking about 781, what is it? 20% down?
Yeah, you don't see that. 10% is pretty common right now.
Okay, 10%.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a
Where
lot.
do they get the money?
Now they've made a lot of programs now to where you can actually get into a home for 3% down. The issue there is with that pricing of housing so high, do you have enough income to qualify?
John, now that you bring up income and qualification, I know that CMG caters to all kinds of borrowers, right? Super high 850 credit score down to some sort of a minimum where you begin to feel uncomfortable in your ability to find a mortgage for them or finance their home purchase. So can you talk a little bit more about that minimum level where you start to get questions in your own mind about whether or not you can actually extend a loan to them? What are we talking about in terms of income, purchase price, debt to loan, or you know what I mean, the debt to loan load, and if somebody has a minus 40 FICO score, where do you begin to feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, I mean FICO scores. I mean, if you get below 660, you start to wonder. We'll go down to 580 with a credit score, but when you get below,
by the way, which score are we talking about? My credit cards keep track of my FICO scores. Some use Vantage 3, some use Vantage 4, some use FICO 8.
Yeah.
So it just depends on which, and they're all wildly different sometimes, and they move in opposite directions.
Credit cards use a different FICO. Credit cards use a different FICO than mortgages. Mortgages use a different FICO than car loans. They each have their own standard.
And typically, credit cards are the easiest. When somebody says, "Oh, I got a 780 on my credit," they'll be around 740 or something like that with us. So that you got to kind of watch that. But we pull all three and we use a mid score is what we do with mortgages. And like I said, 660, you start getting you hit with higher rates. You're going to have to pay higher rates. And then on the debt to income is a big thing right now. The debt to income, the guidelines is all your debts. Now we're talking about debts, that are not
including PITI, right?
PITI at 43% of your income. Okay,
so you're allowed to have 43% debt.
You can. Now, FHA, you can go up to 50%. There's some different programs out there, but it's the debt to income ratio that's probably the hardest thing right now.
How many people even do we know that have 50% left over?
Well,
I mean, even now. I mean, think about their groceries. There's everything. Well, that's at the end of the month.
Well, the thing is with the mortgage, we don't count the groceries, the electric bills. We do anything on your credit report. We do a minimum payment, and then the taxes, insurance, and property. So, but you're right. Once you get 43 and all that, I mean, people are spending 70, 80% of their paychecks on a house, especially where the prices are.
And Tom, even what John just mentioned, that sounds pretty lenient because he said the debt load is calculated based on your minimum payment.
Yes,
and those can be pretty small, even though you owe a huge amount of money to discover.
That's right.
They can. So, but I mean, they've actually made it. It's funny, but kind of a $600,000 or $500,000 house, and somebody who's a W-2 employee at say $120,000 a year, it's actually easier to qualify than a self-employed person making a lot more money just because the way they look at it. It's
now let's
strange.
talk about that documentation. Somebody wants to know how hard is it to get a loan. So what documentation? It used to be too little, then there was too much. What is it right now for a normal loan? What do you have to show someone?
For a normal loan, somebody's a W-2 borrower, you're going to go, I want your last year's W-2, your current 60-day pay stubs, and current 60 days of bank statements.
So 60 days, a bank statement. What can they tell from a bank statement?
It's bank statements is more to document your down payment, or not really cash flow. It's down payments,
because they don't want to borrow down payment still.
That's what big no. You can't borrow down payment, so they want to see that you have that. You can get gifts from family members, things like that, but it's more of they don't want to see all of a sudden a $50,000 deposit in when you haven't had that, and where'd that come from? So we got to source
Okay.
it.
Unless you have a really good explanation, right? If you say, hey, that really was a gift from grandma.
Well, we get a gift letter, yeah.
Yeah, then that works, right?
Yeah, we can do
Or that kilo went for more than I thought.
That's a little tough to get by.
But John, don't you find with more inventory, sellers are getting more flexible about paying towards buyers' closing costs?
Oh, much more so.
That's
what
helping
we
a
were
lot
talking.
too.
Okay, so
Concessions.
explain that, Frank.
Yeah.
Yes. So with more inventory, sellers get more flexible, Tom. So we notice a lot of buyers that can't normally get into the market with higher rates. They ask the sellers to pay towards their closing costs or interest rate buy down. And that's something we've been seeing more in the market. Buyers have a little more negotiation
It's
power.
almost,
we're talking
common.
about-
It's almost commonplace now.
When you talk about interest rate buy down, how much are we talking about? To buy down a rate, do you buy down a point? When they buy it down, what are they talking about? If it's 6.5 right now, what is a buy down?
I mean, and don't quote me on this because it's different all the time.
Well,
rates,
I
but-
hear this.
but
I hear this all the time. Buy downs.
Typical, you'd pay a point for about a 3/8 to a half a point buy down. So, but maybe a point
give
could
me an
take you from
example.
6.5 to 6.125 for a point. And a point is whatever that loan balance. So if you're doing a loan for $600,000, 1 point is $6,000.
Oh, so it's 1% of the loan amount,
Percentage,
not the purchase
That
amount.
doesn't seem like a lot of money to buy it down. Are you sure it's
it's expensive, but it's about quarter point, 3/8 of a point, 1 point will get you. So yeah, I mean,
so if you're getting a loan for $500,000 and you want to buy it down, as a seller, you want to buy it down for somebody at 5%, that would make your house really attractive, wouldn't it?
You were doing that, and that would probably cost them how
much?
3% concession. Now that's off a purchase price. To go from that far down, probably looking at about 3. So if
But that doesn't sound drastic to me.
5,
if you have
10, 15,000. No, it's not. It's actually
not
very
drastic.
Common.
And to me, Frank, think of how attractive that is. If you can say we'll buy down the rate to 5%.
That makes a huge difference. Tom. That really does. And sometimes if it gets in a very competitive situation and the buyer still needs the closing costs, they may inflate it into the loan, into the purchase price. That way the seller's not taking the impact, but the buyer's getting the necessary closing costs they need.
And John, we're talking about buying down the rate. That helps them keep their price up.
That helps them. They keep the price up for everybody, but they're still paying the concession. So they
I get it. Let me take Charles real quick. Charles, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. I just got into a bogus scam for auto insurance. I didn't sign up for it or anything, but I thought.
But if you could do me a favor, because it's 17 after the hour, if you could just hold, I definitely want to hear about this to warn others, especially if you didn't fall for it. He's talking about some kind of an insurance problem or scam. I'm Tom Martino. We got more right after this.
Who wants coffee, water?
Coffee. Did you say coffee? Coffee. That's my sister. Coffee.
That's New York. Coffee.
No. Frank?
I'm good, friend. I'm just
How about a meat stick?
I'm good, brother.
All right.
Thank you. I'm good.
Is there a joke I missed?
I got water and coffee. I'm in good shape.
Learn more at biome.com/no. B as in Victor. IME.com/KNW. And use coupon code BIOME50.
The whole or the pointing part?
You know, when you buy something, you want selection, and that's where Gravina's shines. But you also want heritage. They shine there too, like 65 years. You want a name you could depend on. Gravina's, they even trademarked the name because they know it's important to have a name you can depend on. And when I say selection, 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding and doors. Gravina's.com, 303 Gravina.
Ow. Is that stupid? I was only sending audition to the headphones. Makes sense. And the station isn't an audition.
That'll do her.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense.
It's okay, it's only Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday. I was a little excited.
Dude, I was waiting for
John, I didn't realize
I woke up this
it
morning.
was that little.
Brett? No, fuck it.
But we have a We do a loan.
Yeah, Monday felt weird. Tuesday feels
Call it
weirder.
list them off
That's just
where-
me.
So if a seller wants to give a 2% or 3%, we can advertise that rate right away, and it's a pretty popular program. But I'm gonna just kind of look up, make sure. But yeah, I mean it's.
If your AC hasn't been cleaned, you'll have problems. Troubleshooter Tom Martino. To bring up the #1 calls and breakdowns and fix it 24/7. The only company offering an extreme clean 2-inch refurbishment for just $39. Others would charge hundreds. Fix it, perform like pros. Go to fixmyhome.com and book it before it's gone.
Pretty good meat stick, huh?
Headphones were only
Protein, fat, and salt.
Oh, that's at the station. I didn't hear.
No nitrates, actually.
Well, and you know that's
Well,
numb nuts
really?
something that
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I think nitrates are pretty much mandatory to.
Oh, they said none.
Oh yeah, but you know.
They said not added or nitrate free and none added.
Yeah, but you know that's a huge lie because what they add is celery salt, which has naturally occurring nitrates, and it's the same chemical compound that you would get in curing salt. So when they say uncured hot dogs on the package, they still have the nitrates in them. It's just that they got them from celery rather than a box of salt.
Really?
Yes, it's a huge scam. It's a huge misrepresentation. You're getting the same amount of nitrates. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with nitrates.
Well, I know he's not alive right now, but let me see if I can grab that number.
There's nothing wrong with what?
Nitrates.
Oh. Well, yeah, you and I know that.
Yeah. And you're
I'm
still
just
eating
gonna
them
put
in
you on hold,
uncured
okay?
meats. It's such a scam. They charge you extra.
Dragon, does the 8255 call this phone? Okay, so even if it's not Martino, it still calls this phone?
They make bologna taste extra good.
All right, I got that number, but the number will only work when he's live, okay? Are you there, Lisa? Lisa, you there?
There's a lot of questions to ask, right? What exactly is RLE? Who is a good candidate for it? Why can't you develop a candidate?
Yeah, about 3 points would get you down.
Yeah, you there? Can you hear me?
75 and where rates are.
Alrighty, I got that number, but the number will only work when he's live, okay?
Pretty awesome.
Alright, it's going to be 303.
We do a lot of.
Do you ever recommend stuff like that, Frank, that people buy down a rate or something?
Oh yeah, we're helping the buyer. Absolutely. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
8255.
Do you try to keep your sellers away from doing that right away as far as paying seller concern?
I advertise. I keep my sellers away from
Only
it.
when
If
he's
I'm
on
more
there,
interested
yes.
in the
If
buyer,
you
it's the
call
opposite.
it
I try
before, it'll
to
just-
negotiate that in the
okay.
deal. Yeah.
If I would advertise the damn things to make my house more attractive.
Yes, he does.
What a great thing to advertise.
Of course, have a good one.
We'll buy down your mortgage rate.
They're looking for Dan or Ryan.
Dan, yeah.
So they're looking for PAGS. PAGS is a national show, so you'd have to call PAGS a specific number.
John, years ago, I used to get calls from my mortgage company that would say, "Hey, you're paying too much in interest. We can offer you lower." And I said, "Well, fine. Go ahead and lower it." He said, "Oh no, you have to refinance." Why the hell do they do that? It's the same company. It was PNC Bank.
Yeah.
And I said, "What do we have to go through this for? Just you got a computer, right? Is it in front of you?"
Local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Charles, who says, hey, I might have come across an insurance scam. Charles, what's happening? Spill the beans.
Yeah, well, I was actually going through an NBC news thing that I get,
Yeah.
and I buy nothing on the internet except like maybe something from, Amazon.
Right.
But anyway, I'm pretty careful. I got caught up with the, the home medical thing a couple of years ago, and that was a mess.
What medical thing?
Alert stuff.
I'm curious. What medical thing?
Anyway, I got onto this, and the second I started to, I logged into it.
Was it about car insurance, Charles? Was it an ad for car insurance?
Yeah, it was a whole.
I've seen those. I've seen those online. I play games online and stuff, and I know these ads come up, and then like for car insurance, pay so many dollars a day, and you're thinking, wow, that's incredible. Was it something like that?
Yeah, it was, and it listed all the Progressive and all of them.
Yeah.
But the amount was too low, so I was suspicious from the very beginning.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, it's very convincing, for one. It looks very professional. And then I instantly started getting phone calls before I even filled out the application. So that set me off, too.
Did you put your phone number in there?
I think in 30 seconds after I hit that, okay, go ahead, fill out the application.
Okay.
Within 30 seconds, my phone was ringing.
Really?
But, they're offering ridiculous rates, and I went through I looked at one Progressive, and then I called Progressive, and she said that's almost exactly our email address.
So they were spoofing Progressive, Tom. If I understand our caller correctly, he thought he was getting a quote from Progressive, but it wasn't Progressive. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So then what happened? So how did you discover it was all fake?
I just had my suspicions, and then I called Progressive.
And they said they had nothing. And they said they had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it, and they didn't seem like they were concerned about it either.
Really?
Yeah, it was it was strange to me.
Tom, you got to remember, he was talking to.
It was kind of that happens,
Yeah.
And she did tell me, that's almost exactly.
Well, yeah, really, what else can they do, though? Charles, they can get all irate about it, but how are they going to stop it? There's so much ripoff going on right now. God, it's amazing to me. I would say the majority of offers you get online are ripoffs. The majority.
Yeah, that's why I don't go for them. I really don't, Tom, usually. I did.
There are some that are so blatantly, they just lie to you. They just lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they misrepresent their product or service by spoofing a known provider of that product or service.
Now, I'm going to admit this. I just bought.
Oh God, here it comes.
I'm playing this game and I see this offer. Here's what it says. I almost did it as a wink experiment, although it's not an experiment, but here's why I did it. First of all, Capital One, and by the way, I cracked that code. It's easy to contest the charge. No, American Express does it better. American Express, just contest that charge. It's off of there. So I was online and they said buy 10 pairs of jeans. 10 pairs of jeans for $39. Levi jeans. Now, if you can buy 10 pairs of Levi jeans for $39,
you should start your own jeans store.
Not $39 each.
No, I totally get it. $3.90 a piece. When is Tom's Jeans Emporium going to open?
I wonder where it was. So they emailed me an acknowledgement, and it says 501 Levi 501 jeans, right? And they're coming from China. And I'm tracking the package. Now, it's been a long time. I haven't gotten them yet. But oddly enough, my card hasn't been charged yet. So I don't know what the game is, but I'm waiting to see if I get 10 pairs of 501 Levi jeans. Do you think I will?
Well, no. And there's a really good chance that your own credit card company actually intercepted that charge because it was being placed by a known scammer.
Now, I saw the same type of ad for 10 Ralph Lauren shirts. You know, the golf shirts, not golf, but the polo shirts.
Yeah, the polo shirt.
Yeah. So 10 of those shirts, $29.95. And
Frank, what do those actually cost?
I didn't order
a
those.
dapper young man. What is a polo shirt supposed to cost? What do you pay for those?
I don't know, dude. My wife has all my money, and she buys all my shirts.
Okay.
I don't know.
The cheapest you'll get one is $29.
Yikes!
One, the cheapest. But you can find those in outlets, $29, and then you're going to spend up to $59, $69 for them.
So what happened? Did you order them?
No, I didn't order those because I'm waiting to see if these jeans come through. Now, I don't know why I did it, because it doesn't make sense mathematically. It doesn't make sense for the brand. How could they ever get 10 pairs of jeans? And I thought by some crazy deal, let's see what happens. $39. So I figure I can contest the charge. So I'll see what happens. Although it is a slow boat from China. I will tell you that.
Definitely a boat.
Because I haven't gotten anything close. On real estate, you answered this. There's credit score. What do they need? And you're saying 580?
That's the lowest. You got to have some.
Does credit score affect the rate?
Very much so. And realistically,
so those rates you quote are for great credit.
720 and above. Yeah, 700. And most people, it's easier now to have better credit scores than it ever has.
Why is
just
that?
The reporting and some of the laws they've come out with, where it's harder for some people to report that you're late and different things like that. So they've actually made it easier on the credit scores with some of the arguments.
Well, that's great. I mean, doesn't that mean that real estate is now becoming a little bit more affordable? Just a fraction of a percent here and there. That totally adds up.
Big difference. Like I said, we used to see 650, 640 credit scores all the time 10 years ago. Now, we rarely see below 680 for a credit score for a buyer of a home that's looking to buy a home. And that's good.
Okay, so bottom line here, somebody wants to know the difference, and I think I know the difference, pre-qualified or pre-approved. First of all, do you do both?
We do both, yes.
Okay, so pre-qualified just says, this is what it looks like you can borrow.
Pre-qualified mean I pulled a soft pull credit report. You told me what you make.
I'm going by what you're telling me.
Pre-approved. Pre-qualified is you've sent...
No, pre-qualified is what you just described.
Right. Pre-approved is you've sent me your tax returns or pay stubs or W-2.
And you're actually ready to pull the trigger.
And we're looking, and we've had an underwriter look at it, and you're approved.
How many of your clients, Frank, do you tell to get pre-approved or pre-qualified? I mean, otherwise you could be wasting a lot of time, right?
Yeah, every single one of them, Tom.
Stephanie, you do that?
Every single buyer. Yep.
Okay, so babe, why? Have you been burned too many times? I mean, you get to the place where they can't afford it.
I think you just learn that early on in the business, that if you're going to have them out there, have them prepared. That's really for their benefit.
So you say, look, let's make sure you can afford this. Is that how you
Let's have a game plan going in. Absolutely.
Well, that's it. The game plan. Yeah. It gives us that roadmap. What are we looking for?
They've also made it now with all the automated systems, AI. I mean, really, I can have somebody pre-approved in 24 hours. It doesn't take.
Yeah.
That's a miracle.
We got more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom.
China, Tom.
Honest to God, I just got an update saying it was coming from China.
I don't know.
I was just busting your chops.
Is usually pretty high.
But that is a beautiful color combination.
Thank you.
I love that. I went to one of the big fancy department stores at Park Meadows. And Stephanie, this is a question for you, actually. Pink dress shirts are back.
I have seen that.
Back? Is that like? And I'm thinking under a black suit, like what Frank is wearing,
yes,
with a gray tie.
That would look sharp.
Gray tie, or a teal tie. Even that's
really
a great
sharp.
color combination.
Yeah, depending on the pink.
Now, would that still maintain my rugged, masculine, totally heterosexual image? Or
I think so.
Or are we talking about some gayness?
With a little whisker, grow little whiskers.
So my son, when he would play sports and whatnot, especially when he got into football, he wanted pink this or pink that, and I'd be like, okay, you can get this, and he's like, it's BCA week, Mom. It's BCA. So it was like in support of breast cancer. So
okay, I want to tell you about Garage Gurus because I love when you have a beautiful garage. In fact, I'll bet you they sell homes. Garage floors, polyaspartic, 20 times stronger than epoxy. That's what Garage Guru does. They also do gladiator cabinets and rack shelving. And you know those slotted wall organizing systems or workbenches, tool storage. And then the floors, listen to this, 2-car garage starting at $29.99. Listen, and that's with sidewalls up to 24 inches. 3-car garage, $39.99. Give them a call. You will love Garage Guru. We know these guys. They've done our garages. GarageGuruDenver.com, 720-939-2448. Okay, continue.
So I'd be okay with getting a pink dress shirt to wear under
I
a
think
suit.
you look sharp.
Yeah, I know I'd look sharp. I just don't want to look like.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't question
Where you
that.
hanging out
I would
these
think
days,
it looks
Dimitri?
stylish.
I'm not hanging out anywhere. I just.
I personally wouldn't do. I know that.
It looks good. I mean, I think it would look really sharp with one of my black suits and a silver tie.
Ultimately, I think it's how you present and carry yourself.
Yeah.
So
I'm not too sure on.
On whether you feel like you're making people question one thing or another. It's about how you carry yourself.
Well, I carry myself in a very masculine way.
I don't think your shirt.
Yeah,
is
we do.
gonna
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
love them.
Yeah. Truthfully.
I might get one. When it's on sale.
There you go. I was gonna say, just thinking about my husband. My husband does not. He's not a dressy guy, so. I mean, he'll do polo shirts, but that's about it.
Yeah.
God, I go to a lot of places that I got to get dressed up, but I don't refuse, but I don't wear a lot of suits if I don't have to.
Yeah, Michael's not big into suits either.
But we just end up.
Oh right, yeah, I gotcha.
Especially during this political season. Huh? Doing it.
I mean, yeah, I would. I'd mention that you got them from us.
He's been
I
a
mean,
good
that's-
sport
that
dressing up
would
for some of the different
grant a
award
discount, I
things
believe.
that we've gone to, like for me. And he'll wear a suit for that, but it's just not his thing.
You guys ever seen Mark in a suit?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been to a couple of occasions with him where he wears a jacket, sports jacket, not a real suit, a sports jacket, tie and shirt. I'm guessing he doesn't enjoy it.
My son-in-law works at the Anchorage Hospital, hospitalist, and Mark said they're taking their parents on the cruise up there.
Their promo, I'm not exactly sure. I know it's situational.
Of people that get
it could just depend on.
Gross.
It could just depend on per contract or per worker. I'm not too sure.
And he works in emergency
like a set 15% or something. Again, I don't really know.
I've done that, been there. I don't like them. I never really enjoyed them. I just never did. I always went along with the crowd, but so many things I've done that I really didn't want to do. Have you done that just to make people happy?
Oh, yeah.
There's so many little things I think about that I won't do anymore.
Nothing super regrettable, of course. But.
No. But just pains in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you want to go on the show and talk to him and see what he thinks about it?
Which one is it? Mike working with the Grimseys? Do you know?
Yeah, we
They're coming to my office tomorrow.
we just closed on Beverly's home. Beverly's home.
Yeah, Beverly.
Well, I gotcha. And again, if you did want to go talk to him, I'm sure he would give you some great advice. The only thing I can really do now is just kind of
I think she was under a lot
give
of
you their
stress.
info and just kind of say, well, good luck. Because I can't really, I'm just the call screener.
Frank, I drove through Bomar a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
thinking, God, this is awesome. I love the homes. I love the size of the properties. I'm thinking, $850,000. I looked them up. Dude, $3.5 million. Oh my God.
Is that funny?
It wasn't funny at the moment.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, we're talking real estate, but we take calls about anything, and your calls take priority if you have a problem or a question or complaint. And don't sit on a problem if someone's lying to you or cheating you, or someone did lie to you or cheat. We might be able to get you reimbursed. There are a lot of crooks out there right now, unfortunately, taking people for a lot of money. And we have, I just had a couple texts from a woman who was taken on a romance scam. She wants to know if there's anything she can do about it. And she said she didn't want to believe it. She finally admitted it. But her family was telling her, listen, it's not going to happen. You've been taken. And it usually follows this is how it usually works. An older woman, and I don't know how they discern they're an older woman, but they get a text sometimes. But it's a text like, did my package arrive? Or the dog, I had to put the dog down, and I'm really feeling bad. They text as if they're texting a friend in hopes that the person responds. In this case, she responded saying, I'm sorry, I think you got the wrong number. And the guy says, oh, I'm sorry, I was really down, and I was trying to contact my friend, and thank you for letting me know. By the way, are you a pet lover? See? And it's so natural, and you say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then you start a conversation in text. And one thing leads to another. In this case, a 62-year-old woman who believed that this guy was interested in her. And the guy's in Europe, handsome. And they just start talking, exchange pictures, and it can go on for a long time. Now, what happened here was, and I always say wait for the ask, because there's always going to be an ask. And this guy wanted for some reason, there's always a reason why they can't get access to their funds. And he wanted to buy an airline ticket to come to the U.S. to see her. And they fall in love online by these texts. God knows who she's texting. But she's thinking she's falling in love. And this guy wants to fly here to see her. And he wanted money. So her daughter found out about it and said, Mom, this sounds like a scam. Call Martino. She didn't. She said she told her daughter she would call me and wouldn't fall for anything, but secretly withdrew the money and sent it to him. And she wired money, and then she heard nothing. She's finally admitting that she was taken. So the romance scam is always the same. They want to come and see you. They need money. And they can take months to do this. So you're almost convinced that it's real. Not almost, you are convinced it's real because, they take the time to text you, and they almost look forward to it every single day. And they develop relationships. Meanwhile, I suspect that this texter on the other end, the one perpetrating the scam, that they are doing this to a number of different people. Now, why am I talking about this? Because we're a consumer advocacy show, but because we all, and I shouldn't be talking like this because I'm at the age where people should be looking out for me. So we should all be looking out for our older relatives, our aunts, our uncles, our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, whatever, our parents. We need to be looking out for them. We actually have to start being a little nosy. Now, as you get older, you want to know you're in control. You have control of your finances. You have control of your life and your business, and you don't want to be told what to do. But there's got to be a way that you can help out your relatives. There's got to be a way that you can say, look, here's what to do in the future, or even warn them of these scams going around. Now, one of them is the unsolicited text that you respond to. Sometimes it can be an email. Sometimes it can even be a wrong phone number. Okay? Any one of those things. They make the initial contact. Or it could be as blatant as a dating site. Some older people go on dating sites and, so they go to oldfart.com and they want to find somebody. And what happens is they get solicited. So dating sites there are dating sites where there's nothing more than scammers. And I had one woman who was taken, and I say woman, I've had a couple men who were taken. But we had one guy in particular. Let me tell you about this guy. This young woman was texting him, sending him pictures, talking about how they loved him, or she loved him. And I say they because when she came over with a friend. And this guy, Mark and I were talking to, and we were very concerned about him. And we said, you're falling for a scam. He sent money. They actually came over to live with him. So these people actually did come over to live with him. They had no romantic interest in this guy. So finally he told us, he came right out and said, I know they're taking advantage of me, but they make me feel good. He is literally supporting two women from Europe. I forget what country it was, who wanted to be in America. They're in America. He paid their way. They're living with him, living off of him completely because he wants companionship. So scams come in all shapes and sizes. Some people may say that's not a scam. That's, it's none of your business. It's not a scam. He knows it. He likes it. He doesn't care. And maybe in that case, it's not a traditional scam. But there are many, many ways people are taken advantage of. So beware of that. 303-713-8255.
Okay, so that Redler file closed in under 20 days. She was just nervous.
Oh, you did a great job, friend. Thank you so much. Was she pretty easy with you? Pretty easy going?
Yeah, once she got past she wasn't too computer, so I'd always have to call her and say, this. Yeah. But no, she was good. She was on top of it.
Yeah, that's good.
She was just very nervous about the sale of her house.
I just sent somebody else to you the other day. I don't know. I don't think who it was now. Well, I give your name out a lot, so would you?
Well, I was going to say I got somebody coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Grimsey's.
Grimsey's. Yeah, Grimsey. I can't think of his first. Is it Kyle?
Troy. Todd or Troy. Well, their parents, they want to know. Their parents might pay cash for their house. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, it's going to be there, but they're qualified easy.
Yeah. Grimsey's a good client. I've known him for years. Yeah, his dad. I've sold a lot of his houses. He asked me about one of his condos. I said, well, Paul, let's look at the market together. We looked at three just like his. They've been sitting there, and I called all three agents. They said, oh, it's like crickets. We're not getting any showings. It's like, yeah, I know. I said, Paul, if you don't have to sell, hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Keep running.
Yeah.
Are the prices reflected in the condo and townhome market at really low because of the undesirability?
Oh yeah, it's taken a dive. It's some areas worse than others. Mm-hmm. Some areas worse than others.
Like what's a mid-level condo go for?
450. Yeah. It's just that insurance premium in those HOAs.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So some of these sellers are saying we'll pay 6 months of your HOA fees up front or a year up front. Some of them are getting real creative that way. And that speaks volumes to some buyers, but not all buyers, because they're thinking more long term, also beyond that year, that first year. And God forbid if they have a pending lawsuit or a special assessment on it, that fee's going to go way up.
Oh yeah.
People are stuck.
We're in a really weird market that way because single family homes are still moving. The condo market's almost like 2008.
Oh, God.
Yeah, almost. Would you say, Stephanie, with the attached?
I'm seeing a lot of that. Yeah.
I mean, just how hard it is to sell the condos and townhomes in some areas.
2008.
Like I'm closing 2 right now. I just got an offer on one townhome, but they're priced right. And at least we're moving them. But like that one, you saw the ratio, right? 3 buyers for 48 homes. If you're not priced right, you're missing it. You're just going to sit there until you price it right. So what I told them, I said, guys, either price it where the market is, meet the market at its highest point, or just pull it and rent it. Why keep hanging out there? I mean, that place is marketed very aggressively. We have it everywhere. That's marketing's not the issue. They have it staged now, and we've had people in there since it's been staged, and they keep saying the same thing: lack of closet space, too stacked, too much floor plan. All they're really saying is they have too many choices. That's all it really is.
How long you got to keep something off the market for it and then put it back on?
30 days is the rule. If you pull for 30, then they'll let you have a fresh MLS number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll reset everything.
Yeah.
Orchard offers means no repair, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to orchard.com. That's orchard.com. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain.
Tom, your timing with Landmark was impeccable. You were way ahead of the game on that one. You had that all figured. You had that all figured out because the timing was perfect to that.
It's a nice building, is it not doing well? I mean, they're expensive.
They're just tough to sell right now.
That's a nice building.
Yeah, a lot of active inventory.
We got a lot of money.
Beautiful.
A lot of money.
The place is like this luxury hotel. And they even like bring your groceries to your door, and they have concierge. I mean, it's nice. It's really nice in there.
They'll do everything for you. And warm cookies in the lobby, all that shit. I mean, they pamper the hell out of you, but man, they're poorly managed. Do you know what the homeowners' dues were?
1,800?
Yeah, about that.
They told me they were about.
And then with taxes, I think it was at 36 grand with taxes and homeowners dues for a paid off condo.
Yeah.
36 grand a year. Thank God I got out of there.
Yeah, thank God.
And I had a beautiful unit. Absolutely stunning. Holy shit.
The other one worked out good because we double ended that one. If you remember, that's been a while. That was up at Pantera. Yeah, Pantera.
I dodged 2 bullets.
Yeah, you did. You sure did. Yeah.
Because that place is poorly managed too.
Nice looking places though.
U.S. meets Australia Friday. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi and Argentina will start their repeat quest tonight against Algeria for live Fox coverage.
And then this place we bought, the latest one that I'm keeping for a while. The real estate broker cried.
I remember. He cried.
Wait, why?
He started bawling. I don't remember what was the deal. He got upset about something about the contract, or
because they pulled it. Because they.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and we have John Clace in the house with partnerinlending.com, which is CMG Mortgage, and Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Stephanie Thomas, which is StephanieRE.com. So we're talking real estate. But listen, man, call with any problem, question, or complaint. We're talking about romance scams. And I just got another text who said it happened to my aunt. It's amazing. And why females more than males? Right now, it happens to be females more than males. They're lonely, chronically lonely. So you got to do something about that. You have to look in on your older relatives, and especially when it comes to their banking. it would be really nice if, now, by the way, Colorado has some new laws on that banks can actually stop a transaction if they suspect fraud, and they can't be sued for it. So the state is giving them some leeway on trying, it's a law, and it's trying to stop these senseless withdrawals where they go and pump money into an ATM machine or whatever the machines are they're doing.
Those Bitcoin
That's
ATM
right.
machines. And there's another law, by the way, that addresses the refundability of money that you pump into
because
a
it used
Bitcoin
to be,
machine.
It used to be you couldn't get it for no matter what.
Right.
And now there's a way to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to, it's still, don't wait until you have to get stuff back. It really gets to be a point that is prevented. Prevention is the best, okay? Now, the other scam you would think people would be hip to already. It's been around so long, but the one where somebody found some money in a bank account unclaimed by someone, or they found gold, or they found some commodity that is unclaimed. And what they do is they say, listen, if you help me get it into the States, into a bank account, then I'll split it with you, or I'll give you a certain amount. Why people believe these things, I don't know, but they do. And they're still falling for that scam. So how do they get money from you? What they do is they want you to give your banking information. Because if you said to them, okay, I'll set up a special account, and you don't put any money in it, they don't want anything to do with you. What they want to do is get access. They would say, no, we have to have an established bank account that you have had so we can do a wire transfer to you. And what they're really going to do is wire transfer out of your account, because that's another secret of the banking industry that, and by the way, this is one that the law should address. What you don't understand is in the world of automatic or automated clearinghouses, ACHs, as we call them, you can take money out of anyone's account. The system is not set up to check. There are no code words. There are no passwords. There are no PINs required. There are no signatures required. If I get your account number and I get your routing number right now, I can go into your account and take whatever you have in there. I can take any portion of it, and there will be no one asking questions. When you notice it missing and you complain to the bank says, we will investigate. But they take no responsibility for it. So the keys to your account, if you think about it, are written on every single check you own. The routing number and the account number is on every single check. So if you pay somewhere with a check, they make photocopies of that check and pass it out to the dark web faster than you can turn your head. And then your account can be tapped. Suze one time stopped someone from tapping our accounts for $250,000 one morning. Now, we just happened to have someone at the bank who said, did you authorize an ACH for $250,000? It was incredible, because that's how easy it is. If it wasn't, that was just someone at the bank who happened to see it. But normally, they don't see it. And you're left. Now, we're going to discuss more real estate. I do have some texts, and you can also continue to text, but we'd rather you call it 303-MARTINO or 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And the text number is 747-999-5280. We have more coming up.
Somebody heard you talk about a new dress shirt.
Oh, so what's the input?
Are you meeting a lady?
Go to
I was thinking general business use, like Frank. I dress up.
Do you dress
for
up
certain?
when you go out to business?
Yeah. In certain cases, I do wear suits, depending who I'm meeting with. But normally, this is my typical business attire. But of course, whenever I go to court, I always wear a suit.
Yeah.
And Frank, look, my special going to court boots.
Nice.
Yeah. And they look really sharp under a black suit. And I'm thinking about getting some silver spurs for them. That would look really cool and it would sound even better.
I'll tell you how I started dressing up.
Mm-hmm.
I just got into the real estate business, and I was training under some lady, and I was supposed to go to an open house. She was going to teach me how to meet clients. I was a young guy, 19, 20 years old, but I was going to church first, and I had a pair of jeans and a T-shirt, and my grandpa goes, "You're not going to church like that, are you?" I said, "Well, yeah." He goes, when you go to church, you got to be respectful. So I said, "Okay." So I went and changed and put some nice clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, little did I know that would be great later on in the day. So I go to the open house, and the other people that were about my age she was training, she said, "Since Frank's the only one dressed up, we're going to let him take the first client."
Wow.
That ended up being my first client. So from that day
Good
forward,
job.
I said, I listened to my grandfather, it paid off, and from now on, that's how I'm going to do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's it. Yeah.
Frank, which Sears did you work at?
Sears North Glen.
Where was it?
It was the Auto Center.
But where was that? The one on I-25 and 84th?
I-25 and 104th.
Okay.
No, yeah, 100. Yeah,
104th. Okay,
104th.
next
That's
one
right.
up. Okay.
Yeah.
And you were like the number one tire salesman?
So what happened, I started out as the janitor.
Yeah.
And then I moved up into service advisor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved into tire sales.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, and then I was top in the district, and then they had what's called phone shop, and I was top in the nation for phone shop.
What's phone shop?
That's where people would call in. They'd have one of us in the room that would answer all the phone sales.
Oh, about like, hey, I need some new tires. What's your price on
They were going
Michelin's?
to move me up into management. So
Wow.
I had this choice of either jumping in real estate or taking the cozy
Yeah.
job there. And I took that leap of faith because everybody told me I was crazy for getting into real estate.
Yeah.
My manager said, "Are you crazy? You're going to be a manager?" And they were going to have me be the 190 manager at South Glen at that auto center.
Okay, I know South Glen.
And I just followed my dreams, and I'm glad I did because we're Sears at now, right? But the logical answer would have been you stay at Sears.
Yeah. It's amazing how these things work out.
I would have been a young manager.
Yeah.
They didn't last, I think, another 10 years after that. So.
Yeah, but that means you would have been a district manager somewhere else right now, or maybe even an area manager, and an area manager at Walmart probably makes over $1 million a year.
Did it really?
Well, the typical GM is almost 400. That's average.
Okay.
Some are like 600 plus at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have made that transition to Walmart easily.
I think I like this better.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
You did the right thing.
yeah. I'm not trying to talk. I'm not trying to talk you into a career switch right now.
I think I'm pretty good here.
I'll buy a set of Michelin's from you next week.
Right.
If you go back to Walmart.
That's right.
John, I get those letters once in every few years about how my loan was sold somewhere.
Yeah.
This last one, it went to Freddie Mac. I didn't know they buy old mortgage loans.
They do.
Why?
They pull them up in like somebody packages them.
Yeah, and then they securitize them.
$3 million worth of loans at this rate, and they sell them. And the thing about you have a good rate now, so your chances of refinancing are pretty low. So it's worth more the longer to stay on the book.
That's right. I owe so little on it. I'm surprised
That's
it's
why.
worth it.
But Fannie Freddie, they're the ones that kind of buy any. They buy all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and then builders, but they're the ones, the big guys go back, sell their stuff to.
They started having it serviced by the worst service company. They are so dirty. I looked them up. Have you ever heard of Select Portfolio Services out of Utah?
They got office here
Yes.
too. They're terrible.
Yes, Select Portfolio
They
Services.
are-
They suck.
Douches.
They suck.
Douchebags.
I have Vistera. My homes with Vistera are through them.
Select Portfolio Service out of Utah?
They do
The
servicing.
worst.
They do the servicing for my
Yeah.
lawns. They have an online portal that's not bad, but don't ever try to talk to them about anything.
Oh, I know that from experience.
It's a terrible company.
They are.
SPS.
awful. SPS. That's right.
I know they used to have an office.
Did they just take over your loan?
They service it for Freddie Mac.
Yeah. Well, or for whoever.
Yeah, for whoever. They're a servicing company. God, their reputation is so
They're bad.
bad.
And they don't really care, it seems like.
No, they don't give a
Anybody
shit.
cold in here, or is it me? It's
No, it's nice and cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're very lean nowadays, so I can see why you would be cold.
So you were telling us about this condo. Where was it at? You made the guy cry?
Oh,
You got
that one.
You just bought.
Wait.
Where's it at?
The house we bought.
Oh, house. Okay.
They put in the contract to include all patio furniture. It was beautiful patio furniture. I had a deck, and then the deck, and then I had you've never seen the upstairs. That's giant deck, and then underneath I have a patio and the deck. Okay, so Frank, I was telling them they were going to include all of the patio furniture. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And they took it with them.
Yeah.
And so Frank said, well, we want the patio furniture. And he said, well, it was an oversight. He said, what do you mean an oversight? It's in the contract.
Yeah.
They didn't even read he hadn't even read the contract
Yeah.
to know that they were supposed to leave the patio furniture, but they accepted it. So his ass was on the line. He started crying.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And so we made them pay for my new patio
I was
furniture.
going to say, they just compensated with money, right?
And I bought beautiful stuff.
Yeah. you have to read it every time, guys. They could even the slightest change makes all the difference. That's what I've taught Brennan in this business.
And he was telling me that, and the guy starts crying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was something, huh? But it worked out. It worked out. Thank God it did.
Tom, if there's time, I have more questions for Stephanie, Frank, and John Clace.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Only if there's time.
Mornings 6 to 10 on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. 45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. We've been talking some scams. Hit a nerve because I got some texts on people who have exactly what I said, elderly or older relatives that have been scammed. But let's move on to some real estate. D, you have some questions for our experts.
Yeah, I'd like to start with John. John, last time you spoke, we were talking about how easy or hard it is to qualify for a mortgage. And you said the one part of your business where you run into more challenges is for self-employed. Now, I'm one of those people. And so what kind of a challenge am I going to face? So here's where I'm coming from. I own my own business. I don't have like a weekly or a monthly salary that would appear in a W-2. I just make a modest withdrawal once in a great while for the minimum amount that I need to live on. And I think that's what most people who own LLCs do, right? That's pretty common. So if you could answer my question in the context of how much of a challenge is it in practical terms, and then talk about it, if you can, about whatever that loan product you have where, I submit my bank account statements from my business and from my personal, and then you guys look over that. How does, you put that all into the mixer and you come up with some kind of a soup. So what is the soup going to be in my case?
Well, the big problem with is not all self-employed people, but most self-employed people, let's face it, you like to write down as much income as you can.
Absolutely. That's why we draw just a very basic minimum amount.
And so that's where you get into struggles is how much can we show? It's pretty much how much did you pay in taxes to how much income you can give you. You know, you're paying less in taxes, you're writing down what your adjusted gross income is.
Absolutely. That's the point, right?
That gets difficult. And that's the point when a lot of people are self-employed. So what they've added now, we've added a lot of programs where we can take, you have to be self-employed, but we can take 12 or 24 months of your business bank statements, and then we look at your deposits, and we don't care about your expenses because it depends what type of business you're in. For example, if you're in real estate, you could give me 12 months of your bank statements. I take all the deposits that are, related to real estate that can't be somewhere else, and then I give it a 15% expense ratio, and I deduct that, and then I can come up with your monthly income.
That sounds like you still come up with a huge, 15% is nothing.
Nothing. That's why. That is really becoming very more popular with self-employed people because it's just easier too. But 15%, you're right. It's nothing. Most people expect more.
What is it called?
It's called a 12-month bank statement loan or a 24-month bank statement loan.
Is it better to submit 24? Like, let's say my deposits were much bigger 2 years ago than they are today.
We do an average. We take a 24 average. Like I'm doing one where the guy is a masonry and he does big jobs.
Is it only for self-employed?
Only for self-employed.
But there's so many of them now. I mean,
so many of what?
Self-employed people.
Oh, no.
More and more every year. They just leave the job market and they start their own thing.
What if they're both? You got a gig and then you have an employment. You have W-2. Can you count that gig employment?
Yes, you can. We can add both of those as long as you're doing X
other
amount.
Income, so to speak, is used.
And one of the big things that we have is with a W-2 or self-employed bar is we can also take your tax returns, not the bank's tax returns, then take your assets and give your assets, like some of them we divided by 84 months, come up with a monthly income.
What does that mean? So my assets would be like, let's say my brokerage portfolio, the equity in my home right now, and maybe some valuable
equity
personal
in home does not count.
Oh, okay.
It never does.
So what does count for those assets?
Your portfolio, your stocks, bonds, any retirement accounts.
Retirement accounts count?
What about equity in rental homes?
No, equity we can't use,
no matter what.
Not for the income portion.
John, what about the gold coins I keep in the bottom of my cat's sandbox?
Gold coins are tough.
Yeah.
Can't do those unless you want to turn them in. But, so for example, if you had $1 million in assets, we can take 80% of that because tax stuff, divide it by, we have ones that go 84 months, some 120 months. That's how long your income would last.
So it literally converts assets into income.
But we don't touch that. But we don't touch the assets. You don't have to.
No, I get it.
But
it's theoretically a calculation for income.
Over 84 months.
Correct. We're saying
what's that called? What's that called?
That's our asset depletion, asset based.
So asset based, bank statement based. What else do we have?
The other one is the investment properties. Now they call them DSCR loans.
We talked about that. So what does that stand
loans? The debt service from release loans. So for example, they're only basing it off of, okay, if you buy this house, what is market rents? As long as your market rents are going to equal what your mortgage payment is, PITI is, we can qualify for you. You got to put like 30% down or 25% down. But if you're buying a house that you put 25-30% down and the market rents is going to be $3,000, and then your payment with the interest rate, taxes and insurance is $3,000 or less.
Do you have to show a lease to do that?
We don't. We can do, if you do another, we can do what we call a 1007 appraisal report, which gives us what the market rent.
By the way, Dimitri, the 4 houses I have with Vestera Turnkey, I have those kinds of loans.
That's amazing.
They're easy qualifying, which is nice because they're qualifying.
What they said was this house will rent for this amount. Now, in my case, if we showed them, no, we didn't have leases at the time. Right? They did an estimate.
Yeah, we do a market rent analysis,
and that's what they did. And so all of the houses are based on the house itself. The house stands alone.
John, do you remember how in the old days there used to be this thing called liar's loans, right? Now
that's self-docs.
I think they did away with it. But how close can you get to that legally and ethically right now?
That's a non-doc,
right? It's a no-doc, and it's actually not that far off.
Hold on.
Meaning, like like DSCRs, you're not really doing anything. We're doing an appraisal report. A no doc means you have a 760 credit score. Okay, I don't need tax returns, pay stubs, anything like that.
Well, you have to ask how much I make in a year, don't you?
We write it down. We don't prove it.
Oh my
just
God,
tell us.
that's still around.
That's why it's a liar's loan.
It's not so much, and really the trouble there, Dimitri, the only reason those things got into trouble with the mess in 2008 is they went to 100% financing. Every bank was going, hey, I'm going to give you the house is worth 400, I'm going to lend you 400.
So if
now you got to put 20 or 30% down.
20 or 30%. Okay, so that's the flip side of that coin where I can tell you how much I make, but you'll say, okay, fine, but you got to put 20 or 30 down.
Correct.
Percent, not thousand.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Correct.
But 30% makes it a risk-free loan for the lender, don't you think?
It's close, yeah. I mean, probably as much risk-free as you can get.
Stephanie, as far as Colorado Springs, military people, are they easier to qualify because of the military income?
I think it's still going to come down to their income and assets. Wouldn't you say, John, as far as that goes?
The VA.
The BAH helps.
They're great, though. They're easier.
Active duty people making money.
Yeah, they're
it's solid.
They're solid because they're easier on the credit. They're easier on how much. You can do 100% VA loans. That's one of the benefits of being a veteran. Is
when you say be a veteran, active duty is considered a VA.
Active, you don't have to be active duty, and the good thing with military is most military, after they do their X amount of years, they're still getting military income, and most of them have another job also. So usually they're very good loans because their incomes, combined.
And so, in the Springs, do you have problems with people qualifying, or is it the same as anywhere?
I think it's really the same as anywhere. The great thing, though, about military, with the VA loan, but also they get BAH, which is that basic housing allowance. And
really,
that's going to be dependent. And that's for active. But yeah, I've had buyers utilize that, as part of their qualifying.
Is that a per diem or something?
It's where it's part of their military benefits.
So it's
they'll
part of
offset,
their income.
Yeah, they'll offset, some benefit.
We use it as income, qualified as income for them.
Okay, and if you want to know, let's talk more about. Somebody asked about the all-in-one loan because we try to explain it every time, and we will because it's worth explaining because it does help with interest rate manipulation for damn sure. So we'll talk about that coming up.
The first stop shall
eat sticks.
Want some water now?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
If you are looking for the best roofer in town, you want Excel roofing.com. That's Excel as in excellent, EXCEL. Why do I say that? Because they're the only roofer that does this. First of all, a complete estimate. So you know what you need. They don't kowtow to your insurance company. They tell you in a complete contract what you need. Also, they give you complete pricing, and you can do your own price even on the front page of their website in 2 minutes or less. excelroofing.com. And get this, not only that, but you don't pay a cent until you're content. So no other roofers can measure up. That's Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Strategy and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something.
Everyone ran away.
Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof.
Do people ever reject full price offers? Why would anyone ever reject a full price offer?
Because our team
They had a full price offer rejected.
on your behalf.
I thought if you listed a home at a price, you had to sell it for that. I mean,
No.
No. There is no requirement
No.
for full price.
No, not necessarily. And sometimes it might come down to terms. Are they contingent? Are they doing a 90-day escrow versus a 30? There's a lot of different things that could potentially go into that, because sometimes it's not just price and term. Like, it's not just price. Sometimes it really goes down to the offer details. And that's where, it's honestly, I find those are more important sometimes than your price, because you can always counter on price, but sometimes people can't move off terms. Timing or loan type. They may, for instance, not feel that they would,
All that for
meet the minimum property
All that for-
requirements
Please don't hang up.
for like an FHA or VA offer, and they're looking for different kind of financing or cash purchase. There's a lot of different reasons that could come into play.
If it was a real person, I'd mess with him a little bit.
Right, yeah.
It's not. It's no fun.
Surgery wasn't the answer. QC Kinetics was. Their regenerative treatment. No surgery, no long recovery.
After the first one, inflammation dropped 90%. Today, my knees are just amazing. I could not do what I've done if I had not gotten treatment from QC Kinetics. I'm just praying that my physical model continues to go and help other people.
Maybe that's you. Tired of dealing with the joint pain? Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless is selling to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guy twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name, pound 250, micro, to switch where the savings are true.
Since we haven't had really, really hot weather. Yes.
Well,
Yeah, it's not been too bad.
We've had hot weather, but not really, really hot.
Thank you for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Thank
John,
you
how
for-
long have you been in the mortgage business?
Hello?
Oh, so you've seen it all, like several times each. Heard it all.
That's why it's vital that every truck crash victim hire a law firm that is extremely experienced.
Do you want any questions about reverse mortgages and how those work? Awesome. That's the part we haven't discussed with you yet today.
What's that?
Reverse mortgages.
Yeah.
And how you don't have to be as old as you once used to have to be, right?
But they're severely limited.
Yeah.
The 52-year-old. Yeah, I mean,
But it's still an option. It's nice to know that there's an option.
We do this product. It's a reverse. It's a second reverse. So the people that have over a little on the first and are like 3% interest rates don't want to touch it. Do a reverse mortgage second. If they want access to the cash, it's an interesting product. Goes down to age 55. And I can get them more money. So if you have like a $500,000 house, you owe $100.
From the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 K-How.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hey, you want to get some help? Give us a call, or you can always email us at help@troubleshooter.com or call 303 Martino 24/7. And when you call, we will get you on the next show for sure. That's absolutely positively for sure. And I want to remind you about Apple Air. That's Air with an E, appleair.com. Somebody wanted that name again for that reliable HVAC company for heating and air. That's appleair.com. And we have with us some real estate experts and a lending expert. And we're getting a lot of questions about having loans or wanting loans, wanting to know about loans and money down and all of that. And what about the all-in-one loan? Somebody wanted to know about that. And we always explain this because it's it's really so simple, it's difficult to explain. Meaning, it's not like any other loan. So it's going back to the days of just borrowing money and paying for what you use. You literally only pay for what you use. So it's a 30-year line of credit. And if you were going to refi or buy a home, the basic cost, the amount you're refining or whatever you're financing, is the balance of that loan when you start it usually. And then what, John?
Then what you do it is you're using your monthly income to pay down the principal
or
first. Or savings to pay directly towards principal first.
But you don't lose that money. It sits in the bank.
It stays access to you. So it's just like any other bank account now. That money is sitting in there, and it may be 10 days before you got to pay a bill for $500. Well, for that 10 days, that $500 saved you a lot of interest cost over a 10-year period.
All of the money you have, you see, normal households, and I know a lot of them say, I don't have extra, but normal households have a checking account or some kind of holding account where their money is. Sometimes it's savings, sometimes it's household checking, or a combination of the two. And while that money is sitting in the bank with CMG credits them every single day for that amount toward their principal.
Which in turn lowers your interest cost.
Right.
Because you're paying interest on the lesser amount. Whereas like a 30-year amortized loan, if you borrow $500 at 6%, you're paying 6%.
No matter what.
No matter what on that $500. It's just now your interest cost is high and it'll go low. Here it's you pay principal first. And then the interest cost is after what's your principal balance that day.
So every day your interest is calculated on how much is outstanding, less your assets. So the assets in the bank get subtracted from the principal, and that's what your interest is figured on. So you can control, in fact, you can control the interest you're paying. If let's say you're fortunate and you have 50 grand in the bank in savings, or 100.
Yeah.
That's going to save you a ton of money. And it's like making interest on your money in the bank. I mean, because banks don't pay anything. So if you had 50 or 100 in the bank, this 50 or 100 would count against your balance. And as it counts against your balance, your interest is lower. Now, let's say the house goes up in value. You can borrow against it.
You can borrow, yeah.
You can take more money out. Let's say you get an inheritance and you pay it down. And let's say you only have $10,000 out on your house. And you need money for college for your kid. You can go and write a check for it. It's a 30-year line of credit, right?
30-year line of credit, and it's the bank and checking account that makes it so good. Well, yeah, just because the way they use it, because it's always liquid. I mean, you don't pay an extra $1,000 towards your amortized loan because you can't get it back out.
Right.
Unless you refinance.
Right. With this, you can pay down the principal, and if you need to get it back, you don't have to go get another loan. You don't refinance. You just draw it back.
And rates drop, guess what? You don't have to refinance. So you can get rid of that refinancing cost.
Exactly. No refinancing. So you have a 30-year line of credit. So let's say your house is paid off. There are people we're talking to right now, I know, that probably have their house paid off. You can get a loan on your house. This all in one loan. And don't draw any money out. Or do they require you draw some?
We no. All we do is have a minimum line amount of 100,000, but you don't have to take the 100 right away. But that's the minimum.
Oh, yeah, but let's say
you're right.
Let's say your house is paid for, and you have a $200,000 line of credit. That line of credit is there for you. You can borrow it, pay it down. Borrow it, pay it down. So it's like having money in the bank. So if your house is paid off, you can monetize that house. So if you want to go out and buy a car, now I'm not suggesting you use equity on a house to buy a car, but let's say you want to buy a car and then pay it off on your own terms rather than a car loan. Then you can do that.
You could do that. Most loans, I would never say go buy a car loan, but I have many of my clients. One just the other day says,
instead of a car loan, do this.
Do this because we can pencil it out to where I can show you where it saves you interest costs.
Well, it saves you a ton of interest.
Yep.
So you're paying down the car. You are paying yourself back on the equity in your home for your own car loan. So you are in essence using the equity in your home for yourself. And there's no need to ever refinance again. If it sits dormant, it sits dormant. Let's say it sits dormant for a year or 2 or 3 or 4, and then you need money. You write a check. And then you write a check, and if you have savings, that's counting against any interest that would accrue on that you took. So it's really a very simple concept. You're paying interest on the money outstanding, and all of your assets you keep in that bank counts against your balance. That doesn't mean they freeze that. They don't freeze it. It just counts against the balance. And so you can, I mean, you've penciled out people like that have normal household checking accounts. What interest are they paying effectively nowadays?
I mean, most of them are effective rates are below 3%. And kind of a common theme for this when I talk with people is if what you're making and your monthly expenses, now net income minus your monthly expenses, if you have 15% left over at the end of the month or more, this loan usually works very well for you. Once you get below 10%, then you got to look at it. And, I would tell you, it's not the best thing for you. But if you're, for example, you make $10,000 a month and your expenses are $8,500 a month, it's going to work for you because the timing of those expenses too matter.
Yeah, because you have that money sitting in the bank for that long.
Correct.
And then the balance, the extra can sit in the bank even longer.
Even longer. It just keeps going up on every month.
And it's actually better than having a CD.
Oh, much better because the liquidity factor.
Right. A certificate of deposit, what does it pay? Maybe 3%? Maybe?
Yeah.
And that would be a good CD. Here, it's paying you.
Well, it's really not. You're saving interest. Saving is the same as earning interest.
That's what I'm saying.
So your
6%
or so.
Your effective yield on that CD is 6.5% because for that amount of money, it's saving you 6.5%.
Well, what about the interest you pay on that all-in-one loan? Is that a tax-deductible expense like any mortgage interest?
Like any mortgage, you get a
that
1098
works. You got to work that into the equation that Tom just started too, right? There's a benefit to it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about. We got some questions on reverse loans. And we'll talk about that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindster.com.
If you are looking for the best deal anywhere when it comes to your AC, you want Fix It 24/7 to do a complete refurbishment for $39. They want to impress you. So if you're a new customer, they will do for $39. Now, not just a new customer, but a customer that's never had this done. You might be familiar with Fix It, but you've never had it done. They will do this complete dismantling of your AC. They clean every nook and cranny. They reassemble it and check it and tune it and make it work like new. Avoid costly breakdowns. Add efficiency and life to your AC for just $39. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Don't miss the Tree Barn's Father's Day sale now through Father's Day. Save on trees, shrubs, perennials, vines, berries, and more. Now get up to
You guys ever get any calls like you see this car shield and car warranty commercial?
They suck.
And it's every celebrity in the world's doing them now. It's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We haven't found a good one.
It's crazy how these just pimp it out for money.
They must pay a lot. I mean, you're right. They have a lot of spokespeople.
Yeah.
Just like the reverse loan at Tom Seller.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he still doing that?
Yeah. I mean, they're
I haven't
big
seen him
companies.
lately.
I haven't seen them lately either.
Beverly said she's listening to the show.
Who's that?
A client of ours that we just helped her buy and sell. I know they're happy now. That was a long road. Tom, I want to do another movie event. No, I'm going to do something with John.
That would be good if you guys did it together. That would be great.
Yeah. I just have to figure out the movie because I want it to be family friendly.
So Porky's is out of the question?
I think Porky's is out of the question.
Mandalorian? You can't do Mandalorian? I've never seen it.
Yeah, I know, but Mandalorian is already...
Yeah, true.
Toy Story 5 would have been good, but I'm a little behind the eight ball on that one.
How about Top Gun?
I don't know. I don't know if that would work.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
I have to pick something really family friendly. Something corny.
Yeah, but you'll get some. I think I saw something on damn trying to remember what it was.
It has to be corny?
It's got to be corny.
It's a good corny movie.
I don't know. Toy Story is corny, but it's too late.
That would have been a good one.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
What a
that's
great,
a great
That's an
one.
awesome film without being corny.
That one was cute.
I love
that one. When the kids were little.
that movie.
Ratatouille 2 coming out anytime soon?
I don't think so.
That was such a cute movie.
What's that?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille
Yeah.
was awesome.
That was a cute one.
Frank, you're not going to get a better option than that.
Yeah, great suggestion there.
What was the last one we did, Tom? I think we did Toy Story 4. We did the dinosaur one. We did the Jurassic World. Remember those? My mother-in-law wanted to meet Tom so bad. She always watched him on TV and heard him. Oh, and she was so excited. When's Tom getting here? I said, I don't know. Pretty soon. Instead of, hey, how you doing? Where's Tom? Wow. And so Tom gets there and oh, Tom. And she's so glad to see him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she passed a few years ago as a problem, but I'm sorry. She loved the show.
Do you get to choose your movie, Frank, or do they choose it?
I choose it. Yeah.
Do they give you a menu of movies available?
No, I just tell them the last couple of times we just said we want this movie and we rent out the theater and then it works out good. We had the biggest theater they had at the Orchard.
You filled it up?
We filled it up. Yeah, we filled it up.
Frank,
In fact, we had overage. I had to rent out a second theater just so people wouldn't feel left out.
And then I did a feature for him to run before.
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, we did we did it right before.
Really good.
It was great. It was awesome. Gave out prizes.
Do some movies cost more than others?
No, I think it was all the same both times I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it worked out good.
All for one dream, to play on the LPGA Tour. She finally turned pro. Now,
There is no more family-friendly movie than Ratatouille.
next golf is that
I like Ratatouille.
women's tour in Florida, built to give these athletes the runway they've earned.
Madagascar is a fun one too.
Yeah, that's right. You're totally right.
I go. Stephanie, can you watch those kid movies?
Colorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk reverse loans. Now, people have heard that you can go under 62. Usually, a regular conventional reverse loan is for 62 or older. And it's a very simple concept. The older you are, the more you can borrow because they figure the less time it will accrue and the less chance there is of it ever going upside down. So with a reverse loan, what you're doing is you're taking out a loan that basically you don't pay on, but the interest for that money is accruing back onto the loan, and that accrues back onto the loan, and basically the loan balance grows with time. But the idea is never to let it grow beyond the value of the home. But if it did, if for some reason the house went down in value and the loan accrued interest upon interest, and you lived a long time, they will never ask you to leave, nor will you or your family or estate ever be responsible if you're upside down, ever. The most they can take when you choose to leave or when you pass away, the most is the house, right?
Correct. Non-recourse loans, they call them. Yep.
But most of the time, and I've talked to other people who have done these in the past, most of the time there's always money left over.
Always. 99%. The banks aren't.
I mean, I've never heard of a reverse loan that took a home and they needed to take, because the family could not sell the home, pay off the loan, and have money left over.
Especially now with the calculations values that they do with the, they take the lifespan, your expected lifespan, and the values and stuff. So yeah, I don't see it ever happening.
Do they ask for, somebody wanted to know, and I never even thought of this, but I don't think they do. They don't ask for physicals, no matter how old you are, right?
Oh, no physicals. They don't look at that stuff at all.
They just look at age.
Just age.
So it doesn't matter if someone's been sick.
Doesn't matter. No, they did, but it goes into their calculations on the downside. They're going to expect you to live this long. I mean, their actuaries kind of what they do. Yeah. Lifespan. So. Okay.
So the reverse loan, 62 or older, and the older, the more you borrow, the idea, it must be a first, right?
It must be first, but now we do have a proprietary product we call it our Legacy or Home Safe product, and it says second mortgage HELOC, but we can get into that after, but it's reverse second. Yeah.
Whoa. We really got to get into that one. Yeah. It's a reverse second?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about conventional reverse.
Yeah.
62 or older. But do you have, now what about the reverse loan that goes down to 52?
Yeah, they're just not what they call the HECM, so they're not government FHA sponsored, so you don't have the big mortgage insurance. They'll go down to age 55, basically.
But will you still get the protection of non-recourse?
Yes, you usually will still get the protection of non-recourse. It'll give you that because, again, they're not going to let
you borrow way less,
35-40% value of the house at the most. Yeah, if you're going to do that, it's much less. So they're still pretty protected with the value of the home, things like that.
Do you get many people doing that at a young age?
We don't, but it's becoming more common, and we're seeing the funny thing. Let's go back to the regular reverse HECM that too.
Yeah,
a lot of people say your house is paid off or you owe very little. You do a reverse now at like age maybe 62 or 65. One, you can still make the payment if you want to, and that line grows.
Right.
But if you start earlier, you'll get access. It may start out you only have access to 200,000. In 5 years, that could grow. Now you have access to 600,000, and you don't have to requalify or anything to it. It just grows by
the amount you can borrow grows.
Yeah. And so that's we're seeing a lot more people doing it at a younger age, not necessarily because they need it, but they want to get it set and then let that growth rate start. And then, because by the time, one, you're already qualified for it. It's kind of out of the way, which qualifying is pretty easy anyways. But the growth. So it can be part of your retirement strategy, meaning you may be more advantageous at 70 to take money out of your reverse mortgage than to pull it out of your assets.
Have there been people, Frank or Stephanie, that you've sold homes that are on a reverse? Have you ever sold any that are on a reverse?
Yeah, a few times I have.
And just pay it off like any other loan.
Pay it off. It's all good. Pretty simple.
Have you done it for people moving or people that passed away the estate?
Both, actually. I've done a number of estates and people that are just simply moving. And it's always been a simple process, too.
So it is a regular loan when you go to pay it off.
It is a regular loan, and one of the nice things to do is they give the relatives about a year to sell that house. It's not they're going to make you sell it like in a month.
Really? So when someone passes away, you get a timeline.
Interest still accrues, but you get a long time to sell it. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. And then during the life of the loan, you have to pay taxes and insurance.
Correct.
Can you take taxes and insurance out of the equity?
We can. We call the set aside. So we can set aside, meaning if you have enough equity, they'll set aside 5 years or 10 years worth of taxes and insurance.
Oh, okay. But they do that up front.
Up front.
Otherwise, what, you pay it on your own?
You pay it on your own, and that's what most people choose to do because it just eats up a lot of your equity if you put it into an equity account.
All right. 303-713-TALK. We have a few minutes left to the show. If you have any questions on real estate or on lending, or you just want to talk about a problem, question, or complaint, get somebody started working on it for you, give us a call. And I want to tell you about Martino Capital. I've done it for one reason. I personally was sick and tired of the investment advisory business. I'm just going to tell you the truth, and I urge you to check with your portfolio. It seems like people have portfolios and they don't understand this, but your investment advisor is most likely not doing anything except putting it with a bigger advisor who puts it with a bigger advisor, and they put them in generic funds for people like you. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's the fact. They're not doing financial advisement for you. They're not looking at your personal goals, your objectives, your timelines, what you want to invest in, what you don't want to invest in, when you will need your money, and what you are invested in. I have my money 100% invested alongside yours, personal, direct portfolio management. Why would you want it any other way? We will do a free review and tell you if you have a great thing going. 303-771-HELP. I've been helping people for 50 years. I can tell you if you have a great deal or not. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, martinocapital.com.
Now,
speaking of the market, we are killing it. My God, the market's been wonderful. It has been. And today, it's set a record. Dow.
Again?
Did you see the bounce though after they made the announcement about the deal with Iran?
A lot of things you can't take credit for. It's the environment. I mean, it just happens.
And that's why Trump said, I like inflation the other day, which he shouldn't have said, but it's because that means the market is hot.
But they took it out of context, too.
Oh,
like,
of course.
They'll take little bits of what he says and...
God almighty, I've never seen somebody so universally hated. I'm not talking about his fans. Sheridan Auto Tech. You want honesty, integrity. You want knowledge, experience, value, convenience. My God, you have everything wrapped up into SheridanAutotech.com, including pre-buy inspections on used cars. So if you want repairs and maintenance, light or heavy, including electrical, Sheridan Auto Tech on Colfax, west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242. 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
Leave from my office because I'm quiet now that I asked for a copy of their license. Yeah.
Do you ever get the ones that say, I'm moving, can I do a Zoom meeting with you?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I don't even, I respond back that there's too many Zoom scams.
Troubleshooter Show.
They get quiet when you do
Crickets.
that. Crickets. That's
yes.
William looked me up.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
A lot of scams out there.
Well, land, so it's a big thing with land, especially if it's vacant land.
Oh, jeez.
So I get a copy of it. driver's license for everybody on vacant land, always.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. And a lot of times there's no mortgage, nothing against it. So that's why.
Yeah.
Did that fire that
To get a recommendation like that, you would have to go on there.
We kept on and very broken English.
There's nothing really. I have information to give you.
I'll check with Ty
there
again.
might
I know
be
Ty was
someone on the
having a hard
referral
time.
list I can check.
But that's just
as far as
I was going to say, he seemed okay via email when he was emailing me.
Yeah.
He seemed not.
He was real, like, Ty was telling me, like, Ty would answer his questions, and then he would come back with, like, like a long thing. He said, well, let's talk about it, because keep going back and forth by text. And then we'd talk, and he would be
I
like,
don't know if they want to run Bing, but I know Tom
That's
has
what's hard is when
but if
people
we can
find
help
you on
you,
the website.
Oh, I know. And see, those are hidden.
But on the referral list,
Oh, totally.
anything
Yep.
like
I had to run one time
from them,
and
would
speak
have to ask them on air.
I'm thinking, how am I going to communicate? And somehow we got it figured out that her friend spoke some English, so we got the friend on. And the friend says, yeah, what we could do is set a Zoom, we can all talk, and then the friend doesn't show up for the Zoom.
Oh.
So it just blew the whole thing off. It's like, oh my gosh. So I just couldn't do it.
We got to talk about that second. I know nothing about that, bro.
Pretty cool product.
But
I tried to, but it was just
They go up
she wouldn't
higher
make it
on
bad. So
LTV
it's like at some point,
Right.
either you want help or you don't. You can't keep chasing.
Yeah, you can't force people.
You know.
Or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery.
Had one
what should we have come back, Dragon? 2
elderly
minutes, and we're just on a small break. You're the only
midnight. And she's legally blind.
So you're good if I put you on a hold to go talk to Tom?
So we ended up having to have a
All right, and you're good with William, correct? Yeah.
Because I would bring her things in person. We'd talk about it. Her
You have
person
to.
would review it all.
Just put you on that hold and listen.
Her
to
trusted
Tom.
person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Something.
Do you use Follow Up Boss?
Don't.
You got to think
You
about
like
Really good for
Follow Up
people who got
Boss?
3% mortgage
Is that the
carrying
CRM you
consumer
like?
debt.
That's great.
I'm looking for a new CRM because I really need a.
It records all the calls. If there's any misunderstandings, you have it right there. It even does the what do you call that? Transcript of the conversation.
Really?
Right? Yeah, because sometimes.
Isn't that your CRM? Is that your CRM?
Oh yeah,
Follow Up
it's
Boss?
all.
Barry Miller, who invented the buyer broker rate. He's a great guy, and he does Vistera now.
I know.
He said he is so down on the real estate industry. He says people are getting licenses. It's not that hard to get a license, and he said, "I'm telling you, they're not serving their clients."
Oh, I agree with him.
Oh.
He says it is so criminal what they're doing. He said all they want to do is get listings, or they want to just sell. They're not negotiating for their client.
It's
They're
horrible.
not trying to get
Tom,
the
it's
best.
Yes.
bad. You know how many offers
You
I
agree,
get,
guys, right?
Oh, it's.
You know how many offers I get where they make so many mistakes and I have to correct them, and if we don't catch those mistakes, they're not protecting their client. It's unreal.
Same.
It's bad. It's really that bad.
I know. I
Like it's actually getting
And
worse.
most of them bother me because they don't even understand what the contract says, and they'll try to tell me, and then they'll blame it on the broker. Well, my broker said I should do that. I said, well, broker might want to read what the contract says. That's not what it says.
Oh yeah.
I mean, unreal, Tom. Unreal.
Yeah, I see a lot of that too when I'm reviewing contracts and when we're counting, we have to rewrite half the contract.
Some agent, and she's a seasoned veteran. She was impressed.
It won't
with us.
take long to explain that. I really
we
want to hear. I mean, that's the last thing we got to talk about. That is really.
Yeah, I can do a real.
It's a second reverse.
It's a reverse mortgage second.
Yeah.
I address with all my.
We'll hit it.
I get in writing if we have off record. My clients are like,
You have
most
to.
of them are like, what?
And guess what?
And we email the other side.
In other cities, still be allowing all these rented scooters all over the place. So many brain injuries, so many broken bones, so many car drivers being terrified with these scooters buzzing around them. Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here. So how does that second reverse work?
So what it does, it you can have, as long as you don't have an adjustable rate mortgage on your first. So if you have a 30-year fix like at 3%, people don't want to touch it, and say they owe $200,000 on that, but they have a $700,000 home. Well, you can get a second for about $150,000 or $200,000 to pay off consumer debt. So if you want to keep your first mortgage because the rate's so low and you're paying mostly principal balance now, but you want access to some funds or consumer, it'll go behind that first, and it works the same as
You don't make any payments.
You don't
on
make
it.
any payments on it, and you can go up to about 50% of the equity in your house on it.
What?
Which is nice. You can get more than if you did a regular
Up to
reverse.
50% of the equity, including the first year.
No, total. first and then the total. So
and then the second.
Have to have some equity.
So you have to have some good equity, but if you have good equity and a good first, you can keep that first and get a reverse second.
Second, pay off consumer debt. If you're carrying any consumer revolving debt, car payments, it's nice to look at to get that paid off.
That's incredible. And what rate is that? That's at prevailing rates.
8.99 on that rate is where it's at.
Hey, Axe, do we have somebody on the line? Who is that? Who is it? I don't have the call screener up. I'm sorry.
Somebody wants financial advice.
Is it William? Hi, man. What's happening?
Hey, this is William from Castle Rock. I'm just kind of shooting around trying to find a decent investment that's safe.
Well,
and I hope I'm not off topic.
No, you're not off topic at all. Listen, let me explain something to you. All investment has risk, but the safest investment right now, it's not a secret. They're ETFs. They're called exchange traded funds, and they're indexed to certain things. If you had, how much do you have to invest?
It's about a little over $1 million.
Okay. If you have a little over $1 million, you probably need more than one ETF. And of course, we'd be happy to talk to you, but here's what you need to do. What you need to do is diversify. And what I like about ETFs is each ETF in and of itself is like a mini stock market. Okay, it's like in other words, it has fund managers. It's managed meticulously, and they have about 200 or more assets. They have hundreds of millions of dollars under management, and then you buy a share of that fund. They're the greatest thing since sliced bread, because buying one share of an ETF diversifies you without you buying anything else. So if you buy multiple ETFs, the chances of your portfolio taking a nosedive are very, very low, because you are diversified within diversification, and it's totally liquid. Totally. Then as you get older, if you want to solidify income, that's when you start talking about freezing that into an annuity or something. But that's only when you're ready to give up the investing part of it and you simply want some income. You can convert that. But I mean this sincerely, and I'm not trying to hit you up. If you called us at Martino Capital, I swear to you, I'd give you free advice for no obligation whatsoever. And if you want to do it yourself, you can do that with Schwab. You can open up an account and get some ETFs, and they are so diversified, and you get the ones you want. You can get them tied to crypto. You can get them tied to the S&P 500. You can get them tied to Dow. There are various indexed accounts. Okay.
Okay. 2 quick questions on that. What does ETF stand for, and what kind of return? What percentage am I looking at possibly getting annually?
Well, because I can't quote a return, because it depends on the market. Some of them do very well, some of them do less, and it depends on the market. They're definitely market driven. If you want a fixed product, that's a whole different story. You need to find is that what you want, a fixed product?
Not necessarily, but I'm not. I don't want to lose my principal, man.
Well, with an ETF, there's no guarantee ever in life, okay? Not even with so-called guaranteed annuities. There's no guarantees. They're guaranteed by insurance companies. But what I'm saying to you is that an ETF is pretty damn secure, and you really should call us. And I'm serious. 771-HELP, 303-771-HELP, and I'd be glad to talk to you. But there is no quoted fixed rate, and avoid those kinds of products early in life. I'm Tom Martino. Remember, folks, we're back here tomorrow to solve all your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. StephanieRE.com, Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino and stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
This is Dan Kaplis. Ronald Reagan said, when they won't see the light, make them feel the heat. That's what our law firm does. When the insurance company won't see the light and pay our clients fully and fairly, we make them feel the heat by taking them to trial and forcing them to face the truth. We have a long and provable track record of outstanding trial victories, including the largest truck crash jury verdict in Colorado history and a record-setting $205 million wrongful death verdict. Our record-setting trial victories give us the credibility and leverage to force insurance carriers to promptly pay full and fair out-of-court settlements. Reagan would call that peace through strength. We are a serious firm for serious cases. We accept righteous injury and death cases on a percentage fee basis so we can represent good people from all walks of life without regard to ability to pay. If you need our help, call 303-770-5551 or hit dancaplisslaw.com. That's dancaplis.com.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. This is 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The FBI announced they detained 5 people in connection with a foiled drone attack, they say, at the UFC event at the White House Sunday. The suspects allegedly used Signal Chat. ABC News contributor and former FBI profiler Brad Garrett says the question remains who else is involved, and also, are there more possible plots?
Of all the people he was talking to, apparently, online, how many were actually in Washington? Did they ever find any drones? Were they ever built? So, it's hard to assess. Clearly, these people need to be charged based on the facts as we know them. However, how far along was this?
President Trump says Iran will finalize a memo of understanding Friday. He says it includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Details of that deal have not been made public. Residents in central Texas and parts of Louisiana and Mississippi remain under the threat of more flooding following heavy storms. This is ABC News. Nearly 2 weeks after it was first detected on the umbilical cord of a calf in South Texas, the New World screwworm infestation has spread to at least a dozen animals. In Texas, cattle, sheep, and goats in 6 counties have been found infested with the parasitic larva of the New World screwworm, along with a dog in New Mexico. Calling all movie buffs, a big batch of props from some of Hollywood's biggest movies hitting the auction block.
Come with me.
The brown hat that Gene Wilder wore in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory will be for sale. So will the hoverboards from Back to the Future 2 and a pair of boxing shorts worn by none other than Rocky himself. The Hollywood and Entertainment Signature Auction will be held in mid-July. Bidding starts at $100,000 for the Wicked Witch of the West hat worn by Margaret Hamilton. And if you've got $1 million, a lightsaber used by Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back, complete with Luke's severed hand attached, can be yours.
ABC Sherry Preston, Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Hot this week along the Front Range.
On Tuesday, our high will approach 90 degrees. The average right now in Denver is around 84. Wednesday's another sunny, dry day, but it will be turning windy. That's the one day where the temperatures look to approach the mid-90s. It'll be our hottest day of the week ahead.
Fox 31's Dave Frazier says Thursday's high will be in the mid-80s, warming up to 90 on Friday. Disappointing postponements at Red Rocks.
Ron Stewart made a last-minute decision to postpone his Monday and Tuesday night shows at Red Rocks. Stewart made a visit to the Colorado Voice Clinic on Monday and was put on vocal rest. Both shows have been rescheduled to September 2nd and 3rd of 2027. This move comes after the singer canceled a show in California on Friday, then flew out to watch a World Cup match in Boston the very next day.
That's Carrie Mack reporting. Rockies and Cubs at Wrigley Field tonight. Our coverage on sister station KOA beginning at 5:30 this afternoon. I'm David Kale.
Now, impact traffic.
South of the downtown area, some unusual slowing on southbound I-25 before Hampton Avenue. We're unsure of an accident, but seeing some stopped up traffic all the way back from Yale. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that one. North of there, for folks heading to DIA, I'd say busy drive on I-70 eastbound between Havana and 225 there. We are seeing some stop and go on the northbound 225 off-ramp to I-70 eastbound as well. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oof, shocking time to lose a whole strut.
Ugh, comedy is not your thing, but I do know that Rock Auto has what I need to fix it.
With parts shipped right to your door. No kidding.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously